Okay, well, Merlin said we're ready to go, so hello everyone, and welcome to Fools and Flagons, a tabletop campaign made up entirely by me, where my players do wonderfully dumb things, the points don't matter, the rule of cool is king, and I try to make sense of everything. And tonight, we are continuing the Tales of Archeron.
Hooray!
Sorry that we did miss last week with Storm King's Chaos. Schedules just did not align, and I was stuck at the Liberty Bowl for 10 hours and did not get back like I had hoped to be able to do. So with that being said, hopefully next week we'll be back on track for Storm King's Chaos again.
Yes.
Okay, good talk, Zeke. Glad you're here.
Sorry, I realized I couldn't hear the music, so I was like, "Where's my music?" And I just had to turn it up. But yes,
turn your audio down. You're a bit too loud now.
Oh, you're yelling.
fuck you.
That's better.
Fuck you.
I just want you to sound as lovely as possible.
I am lovely.
So, we are starting a bit early because everyone was ready early, so we're going to blast on through the announcements real quick so we can get on into the fun stuff. So, we live stream our D&D campaigns every Friday on Twitch, alternating between Tales of Archeron and Storm King's Chaos. Both are available to watch again a week later on our YouTube channel or to listen to in podcast form on most major platforms. Also, I don't need to see Hambjerger and stream avatars. On top of streaming D&D on Fridays, we also stream a variety of games during the week with Pez Plays, and on the weekends with Metallurgy Magic. I'm not 100% sure what it is that we're going to be doing this next week. I know we talked about possibly doing the little drawing thing in VR chat again.
Pictionary.
Yeah, basically Pictionary. But we'll see how that goes. If you're curious and may possibly be interested in joining, you should join the Discord. Links can be found below. And if you're watching, I'm sure someone will. There it is in the chat there. We're always looking for more people to play games with and chat with, so join us. If you like what we do and you would like to support us, please consider donating to our coffee page at ko-fi.com/fools&flagons. The links can be found below in the description. Donations are never required, but always appreciated, and all the proceeds from donations and memberships go straight back into making Fools and Flagons an even better experience, and it helps keep the podcast alive and well. We want to thank you for your follows, subscriptions, and bitches.
Bitches.
I was thinking about it so hard because I didn't want to say it, and it just fucking took over.
Bitches want blue.
Fuck, I'm wearing red. If you are watching us on live, we do very much appreciate your support. Unfortunately, we will not be recognizing them verbally for the sake of not interrupting the story. But surely someone will be here not paying attention or just getting slightly distracted. All five of these people will probably be paying attention to the chat and will respond to you.
I'm not paying attention, and don't call me Shirley.
Shut up, Shirley.
Yeah.
Finally, a big thank you to Martyr and Jean, aka the Gelatinous Cube, for being tavern patron members over on our coffee page. Your support of us is immensely appreciated. And we really just can't thank you enough for helping us to kind of keep everything going. There's new programs, new assets that come out that unfortunately cost money. So most of this is coming out of my pocket, but your support is definitely taking a hefty dent out of that. So thank you very, very much. With that being said, as I'm thinking about it, Zeke, I believe the end of the month, the 26th, I am going out of town for my sister's birthday. So I will be not here for Storm King's Chaos, so we may want to look into potentially doing that either earlier during the week as a kind of makeup thing.
You said 26th?
The 26th. It's the last weekend of this month.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we got to figure out MegaCon after that.
Yeah. It's gonna be
Why are y'all gonna be so busy? Don't you, isn't D&D, the only thing you do?
I try, okay? I need to make money.
It is, but I haven't been to celebrate my sister's birthday in 10 years. So
Fair.
yeah,
Keep
it's gonna
up
be
the
kind of cool.
tradition.
She's doing kind of like a re-16. So it's 10 years since she was 20 years since she was 16. So we're basically gonna have a big party, and it's all the music we were listening to back then, or the music we were listening to when we were 16, or in and around that time. It's going to be potentially good fun, so I'm sure there will be many drunken videos sent by me into the Discord. Final announcement. Hi, Issa. Thank you for joining us in the group and all. We are excited to have you.
Yeah, suck it.
I'm so happy to be here.
Look at my son.
There's a
Pride
cat
is not the
behind her.
word I'm looking for.
Anyway.
No, pride is the word I'm looking
Any
for.
other announcements, comments, concerns?
No.
Don't hurt yourself.
Sorry, no. I was just gonna say, yeah. If you want to keep up, like you were saying, better up to date, since technically we're not out of the woods yet for holiday season and all the conflicts. So join the Discord if you want to keep a better eye on when we might have to cancel or change or move stuff around.
Yep. Well, with that being said, grab your drinks and raise your glasses. It's time for Fools and Flagons.
Huzzah, bitches!
All right. So, the recap. Picking up where we last left off, the Tempests have made it to Aztlan with the goal of fixing Brick's malfunctioning core. His ticker is not working too good. A sizable task lies ahead of them, however. The materials needed can only be found within the large elementals that roam through the Tepetl Mountains off the coast of Aztlan. The mountains are a range of gigantic spires that stretch high up out of the ocean depths, leaving no solid ground to stand on but the treacherous peaks and the rickety rope bridges that span between them. Gemini, the other Warforged Brick's sister, transported the Tempests to the Itiko outpost to start their search, an area she was fairly familiar with. The Tempests took a flying skiff that Gemini chartered to redeem an owed favor, and were dropped off near a location marked on their map with a pink leafy tree. As the party traveled through the undergrowth, they came upon an odd-looking rock which Kasumi crept forward to investigate. Suddenly, a figure dropped down from the canopy to try to warn them, but it was too late. The party was attacked by a slime that seemed to repel most attacks, but eventually they prevailed, even after Hambjerger died several times.
3 times.
After the fight, Zaan rounded on their new guest and interrogated them. The figure was known as Moriko, or as the locals referred to her, the Silent Blossom. We rejoin the Tempests now as they take a short rest to recover from the battle with the ooze, and Gemini slipped further ahead to do a quick little bit of scouting while the rest of you recuperated. So, what would you all like to do? And I don't remember, did you all roll hit dice before we ended, or are you still...
Yes.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
I believe I rolled hit dice.
Because Hambjerger's back up and I'm at half.
Okay.
I'm at full, so I have to. Wait, I didn't take damage.
I'm like 8 away from full.
Yeah, Zaan was
I
pretty
took
smart. He
damage.
stayed back and just like, thunder, 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 thunder.
Got 2!
I didn't stay back.
No, you were ballsy.
Yep.
So,
where'd your sister go? Where's Jamimi?
She went to go scout.
And Jemima.
We ain't expecting no more of those evil critters that repelled everything that I did, are we?
go ahead, keep it up. You're just adding hit points to the final boss.
You know what?
I mean, that seems like a question for our new friend.
Right, you said that you've never seen this before.
Not
that
really.
thing?
Not really. I mean, there's a lot of different things to keep an eye out for, but definitely a new one to the list, apparently.
Oh, goody. Where's the closest path to the next elemental that you think that we can find?
EM.
right
Work brain
on.
shorted out.
It's,
You're learning quickly.
God?
There's a short pause as they ask you this question, and all eyes turn to look at you. And
Internal panic.
you're not sure which elemental they're talking about.
Are you looking for a specific one? There's a lot of different ones.
I will say, with what you said there, you do know that this particular region, the Itiko region, is far more prevalent in having water-based elementals in the area.
I think we'll take any of them, right?
Well,
Right?
it has to be fairly big. I mean, apparently the core needs to be of an optimal size.
Mm-hmm.
What size is an optimal size?
That's a great question for the one person who's not here. So when she gets back, I will be sure to pass that along.
You mean a Jimimi person?
Okay.
Okay.
How many cores
No,
were
well
we
played.
needing?
Still mad, but well played.
We need one of each.
One of, like, how many total?
Well, there's 4 main types of elementals. There's water, air, fire, and earth.
Okay, I was just making sure it's just those 4 and we didn't have to go on some weird hunt of some hybrids or something.
No, as far as I'm aware, they're not as magically potent.
Okay,
At least in this case, what we're looking for.
we need 4. Okay.
I'm pulling up the map here as I stall for time to answer questions. What are you, Miss? Wait, do we even get your name?
I told you it was Moriko.
What are you, Miss Moriko?
Wait a minute! Who are you?
I'm the Silent Blossom, at least that's what everyone around here keeps calling me, I've heard.
Interesting. Here we go. There's the map. So looking at the map, speaking of, are you that little pink tree over there in that random island? Is that where you've been
guess?
sighted?
He
I asked this question already.
pulls the map over to you, or holds the map out to you, and I've sent you the map, haven't I?
Yes.
Okay. And he shows you, and he kind of like taps on it, and you see that there is a little stylized tree with pink leaves on one of the islands.
That thing.
Dean, would I be able to tell if Tenok was the one that probably did that?
Make an insight check.
Nice.
I've never had someone insight a piece of paper before, but here we go.
I'm just leaning
First
over
roll.
to Kasumi. Am I the only one who
22.
thought that she was an actual tree because of the map?
I didn't think I didn't know what she was, to be honest.
Brick, as you say this, you look at Moriko, and she's got a bit of wildness to her in just her attire. She's definitely not of a civilized society. Because if I'm not mistaken, your clothing is like vines, leaves, just kind of nature made.
Patchwork.
Yeah. With the 22, it does look to be in the rough region where you tend to kind of call home. And you just kind of get the like, damn it, Tenok.
I can probably guess who did that, and I'm probably guessing they put that there because of me.
To what? Keep tabs on you? Are you a threat?
No, just to spread awareness of me because from what I've heard, I'm like this myth. But I just try to keep to myself, stay alive, and honestly try to keep people like all of you from getting yourself killed.
I can respect that.
Thank you.
I can
Yeah.
relate to that. This must
Wait, what
have
does
been.
that mean?
What do you mean?
What are you
I-
relating to right now?
I am somewhat of a myth myself from where I'm from right now.
Oh.
With kind of a tainted myth, but that's besides the point. But, was this perhaps drawn by an admirer?
An obsessive friend, I would call them.
It clearly took some extra time in drawing your specific area over here. It's a little
And
tree.
creepy. Very, very creepy.
She means well.
Do we need a killer?
No!
Okay. Just making sure.
What happened to killing's not the option?
Look, we're in a lawless location. Anything
You
is
killed
possible.
her survive.
We're registered
Exactly.
bounty hunters. What do
Do
you
you see?
expect?
I don't have a bounty on me, do I?
No?
No,
Wait.
no. I was talking about the little one here was preaching not too long ago about we should just be killing everyone.
Look, again, lawless areas. That blob back there was deflecting all my stuff. I don't know what's going on. I just feel like I can kill God.
Why
Which
would you
one?
kill Hambjerger?
I would argue with that.
Yeah, we've had enough of that. I don't think we need any more of that anytime soon.
I mean, that's technically what we're doing and what we're trying to do in the long run, just not any of the ones we like.
I think we're trying to control a situation that is a lot to unload on our new friend right now. She just like slow blinks over there.
But you don't want to tell her everything about everything. Ow.
As you hit a branch.
Kasumi stealthily just swatted at him.
You don't want to tell her everything about us? Man. Surprise.
I mean, I can, if you want. So, way back then.
How far
we
away is Pez
all-
from the edge?
Not far enough.
As he starts to spin up his story and you start to contemplate murder again, there's a sharp snapping sound as a twig is stepped on. And realizing that she was not as stealthy as she should have been, Moriko, you do see Tenok coming through the underbrush, cheeks a bit flushed, hair a bit more ragged than normal. It would appear that she has run to catch up. She's kind of, oh, hello.
You good?
You left so suddenly. I didn't get to. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Wait, you talking to her or us?
Oh,
Yes.
What does this person look like?
Oh, I shared her.
It's the
image
little scout girl.
before.
Yeah, beneath the guy with the peacock feathers.
For those of you who don't remember, she's fairly wild in her attire, sort of similar to Moriko. Tends to wear
it's
very
this person.
nature-specific kind of clothing. She's heavily painted, has different markings, colorful birds of paradise feathers in her attire. A lot of it is meant to help her blend in with the surroundings, and it keeps her light on her feet. She is the sentry, the watchman, the scout of this region, so she has to be quick and nimble and get through the area without being seen in some instances. And she only announced her presence by an accidental stepping on a twig right outside of your vision. So she's definitely pretty good at her job. I just wanted to come and check and make sure that you're okay and that they're okay, of course, too, and didn't, kill each other.
I mean, the fluffy one pointed a sword at me.
You notice he's still kind of pointing
There's-
sword in
there's-
your direction still.
Like the hand just slowly goes to the dagger that's kind of at her waist, but she doesn't do much other than that.
I would
That's just how he says hello.
take that lightly. If he hasn't pointed his sword at you, you should be concerned.
So I should be concerned now, then?
No, He's an aggressive little bunny, and she pats him on the head.
His ears split as he's pet, and he's just like, she needs both arms to use Passetto.
I think the bottom line is, when it comes to this one, you should always be concerned. But I think that can go for any of us.
Mhm.
Well,
Listen, I think I am perfectly normal. You are all the ones with the problems.
Says the
listen.
one raised by a god.
I've seen a lot of weird things in this area, especially when you get, further south. You're still one of the strangest things I've ever seen.
I lick my eyeball.
Well, thank
Weirdly,
you.
that's kind of normal.
Stick around.
Like a
I'm sure
lizard.
you're gonna find a lot of other really strange things are gonna happen.
Why are you talking shit about me? I have literally done nothing so far.
I'm not just you.
Oh, okay.
We are quite the bunch.
I just feel like is it me, Jesus?
Is it me, Jesus?
Moriko, it's round about this time that your little companion catches up as well. You kind of took off very quickly, and even it was struggling to keep up with Tenok's pace, who's a fair bit slower than you when you were really trucking along. So if you would like to describe what everyone sees.
When she notices who finally caught up, she's gonna hold her hands out so the little tiny pink and yellow fluff just lands in her hands. It looks like a hybrid of a rosy maple moth and a little fluffy cat, and it just is big enough to fit in your cupped hands.
Off cat.
What is that?
This is Fluff,
Fluff?
What is Fluff?
moth cat. They're native to this area.
Moth.
Moth
Nah.
cat.
How big
Can I
is this? Like,
Literally big enough to fit curled up in her hands.
Imagine the tiniest kitten, but like full grown.
Small.
so is that as big as they get?
So like the little sand kitties.
Hold please, I can share picture. Hold
Do
please.
it.
Also, I do feel like we need to circle back around to a question that never got answered. What are you?
That's rather rude. What are you?
Yeah, Brick.
I'm the Golem, Generation 0 life enchanted machine, first of my kind.
First of
He's Brick.
First of my name!
No, you're not.
No. Kasumi is gonna get really close to your hand. She's gonna be very stealthy. Almost like a fox with prey. And
You
she's
heard Fluff, you will be out of my good graces.
I don't want to hurt it. I want to look at it, but very closely. And she, with where your hands are, she almost like creeps up to where like her nose is like right near where like the tips of your fingers is. And she's just fascinated. She's just watching it.
Zaan's gonna just lean behind. Look closelier.
Closelier.
And
Closelier.
and her tails have kind of like a soft little like swish.
Get out of my face.
You can pet her if you want.
You have
Or
four. Okay.
they're just kind of like being very fluid right now. She's poke right on the head.
What?
Does anything happen when I poke it?
You just get like the little tiniest of like just a mew, and the face just burrows in the paws.
It's so tiny.
She
Huh.
usually likes to hide in my hair.
Hmm.
Is it Dusty? Who's Dusty's event?
I'm Dusty. You got a problem with that?
You're covered in dirt. There's a difference.
Dirt, dust, same thing.
Nothing wrong with dirt.
Exactly. I like you already.
How
So
close is he to the edge?
if if I might interject just a little, sorry. Hi, I'm Tenok. It's kind of my job. What exactly are you all doing here?
Killing.
Oh yeah, that's right. You left before we figured things out. We're getting elemental cores for just the max breaks, just dog. For this thing right here.
Ah,
I'm dying.
oh. She kind of just seems to be unsure, and she's looking to you, Moriko, to kind of get a gauge off of your reaction of them.
We're trying to go after the hostile ones, if that means anything. Going after the ones
That's
that
not
are
really much of a difference. It depends on their mood.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm equal opportunity killer. I'll kill any of them.
Elementals.
I mean, not the
if
small
that
ones.
we're
We don't need the
referencing.
small ones.
I mean, if it pisses me off.
That's fair.
I'm not sure how the whole nature balance works with elementals here, so what's your opinion on us killing a few of them?
Yeah.
You asking Moriko or Tenok?
Tanak.
Oh.
She seemed more concerned about it.
Well, we don't usually hunt them, and we try to keep away from their territories. There's a sort of an understanding that we have with the help of Moriko, of course, that we get what we need. We try to respect everything, and if we are attacked, then we are able to defend ourselves, but we don't search for it.
But didn't they say that you guys have had some issues with some of them being quite hostile and aggressive for no reason?
That's recently.
Yes.
Well, we're here to fix that problem.
I
Then
believe
take care of the
agreement-
interlopers.
I believe the agreement is we find out what's been agitating everything in the region, and we
Get close in the process.
we take what we need and nothing more.
What are the interlopers?
Yeah.
Talking about us?
No,
Moriko.
there's been a lot of new people, not with the Aztlans, not you guys.
What
I
does it
actually
look like?
managed to take some down, and they had this pendant with them, and I've been trying to figure out who they are, why they're here,
Oh,
and what they're
shit.
doing.
Can I seize the pendant?
Mariko's gonna hand it over to Zaan.
Okay. You look at the pendant, and it seems to be made of a dark metal. It's almost like a mixture between iron and maybe silver. It has a bit of a shine to it, but it looks like two lowercase eyes, like columns almost, with circles right above it with purple gems inlaid.
Say
Mariko's
purple
gonna
gems.
look right at Brick. You know what this is. Tell me what this is.
Yeah.
I just look
Yeah,
at
Brick.
Zaan.
Why are you looking at me?
Because once again, your biological father is causing us problems.
You cannot
Zeroes
prove
in
this.
right on Zaan.
You cannot prove that.
I'm pretty sure I can. That's the same symbol that we found in the ruins.
It is?
Yes.
Someone's gonna think about it for a minute. Because he
The
honestly
two
has no
eyes.
fucking clue.
It's the two lowercase I columns.
Anyone that wants to can make a history check to
I'm gonna
check,
make a
to
history
check their
check.
own memory.
I would love
I'm doing
to.
it.
Fucking natural 20.
I don't remember shit.
I'm
I
looking at a
remember
bug.
this.
Oh,
It's
gee.
very
Wait,
shiny
you're
bug.
looking at the bug or you're looking at Mothcat?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Zaan, you rolled a 20?
I feel that I should also let you know. Fuck you.
Oh, right. We
Fuck
got
you.
new dice. Let's say fuck you. Come on, focus. There it is. Zaan, you look at it and you have seen the symbol before.
I have seen the symbol before.
Most notably, you saw it on the purple-scaled Zephyrus.
Ah, it's a douchebag.
That That's him. That's the one. Right, that guy.
Wait, which guy? Which guy was it?
You remember
The
the guy
one
who
who hit
dropped
us with
the meteors on us?
Yeah,
Oh.
drop the fucking sky on us.
The one
what?
that I inserted myself in his brain and caused him to have nightmares, and he ran back like a little bitch.
Yep,
That
one.
one.
What?
So, long story short, there's a cult that worships this eldritch being that I have relations with. And,
You might want to phrase that differently.
Yeah. Say, where have you been?
You're not supposed to stick your dick in certain things.
You never stick your dick in crazy.
just all of Rokasine.
Well, he did have sex with a tiefling for quite a while.
She did want a new blacksmith.
Use bunny.
Regardless, long story short, there's a cult that worships this thing, and it is very dead set on us. For some reason. Us plural, not any single one of us, all of us as a whole.
Singular.
Right.
Us. Singular.
Then
Moriko,
why are
that's
they
the royal
here?
us.
Moriko, you can make an insight check if you want.
How deceptive are you?
Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Say no more.
16.
Zaan, do you
We
want to
didn't
make a
help.
deception check?
We didn't help by right.
Right.
Cusco's poisoned.
Well, with that roll, you're pretty damn sure that this motherfucker is either related to him or is by blood.
He
What'd you roll?
seems to be lying through his teeth about
Hey, damn.
the particular hunting target.
Yeah, fuck me.
No,
Holy
no, seriously,
opposite.
that's the other
From the
side of the
last
dice. It says "fuck me."
Oh, fuck you, then fuck me. So,
Look, just to give you the Cliff Notes version, this is a cult that worships an eldritch deity from outside space and time that is hell-bent on, we're pretty sure, consuming all of reality.
and killing the gods.
They're bad
That's-
people.
That's part of reality.
It's, details.
So
What have they been doing?
I was a little worried, but it seems you have a lot more things to worry about than I do. So, tell you what, when you're done here, what's your plan?
Define here.
Go find the cultists and kill them.
Oh well, are you staying in the Itiko region?
I think we have to go to...
Oh, we have to go back to,
Zaan points at Kasumi.
Oh,
to,
yeah. I do have a home that I have to drop something off at, but
well, we have to go back to the mainland, get me repaired once we have the cores, then head up to her place.
speaking of,
Couple
Kasumi's
groceries.
gonna freeze, and then she's gonna check her chest because she made like a chest harness for the medallion. She's like, oh, shit! So she's just gonna check,
Check her chest. Zaan just looks at her like,
just
I
full
mean,
on
it's
like she
wonderful,
starts
but-
grabbing her.
Do you feel any lumps?
You feel yourself up real quick. The harness that you made has slumped a little.
Okay.
The acidity of the ooze seems to have leached into the straps quite a bit. It didn't get all of them because it had to make it through your magical armor and all, but the stuff that did seep through, it's not as sturdy as it once was. The medallion seems completely unaffected by anything. But
Okay.
there is a bit of a scare that had you been hit a few more times, that it could have fallen loose.
Okay. We're good.
So, if I can get a promise that you will bring this back, I can lend you something that might help.
what is
Oh.
this thing?
Yeah.
It's my personal map of the region here.
Oh.
That
Could
would
be
be
handy.
appreciated.
How nice is the map?
She kind of like leans over and looks at the one that you're holding, Pez. Well, that one only shows you the main rope bridges and none of the pathways between or any. Oh, leggy.
Leggy.
So, that's fair. Is everyone okay with that? I think that's okay.
If Moriko's willing to help you, then I'm willing to help you. But I do kind of need this back. I spent a lot of time on it.
It would be much appreciated, and we will do our best to get it back to you.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of reaches into her her little shoulder-length cloak, and there's a hidden pouch on the inside, and pulls out a little leather tube. She kind of hands it off and doesn't seem to really know. Oh, get straight to Pez. All right.
Gibby.
Can I copy it? Like, copy
would-
down the path to ours?
It would take some time.
Oh, as heavily detailed. Okay.
What? Where? It didn't load.
In the Tales of Archeron group chat?
Uh-uh.
I guess my Discord's being slow.
I don't see anything.
I got it.
Let's see it.
I see it.
Would one of you guys be able to send it individually to them? See if it
Now it's
cooperates with you?
mine.
Hold,
I got it.
please.
Hold on.
Oh, now I got both. One from
Oh, thank you.
Lisa and the map. Okay, cool. Cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, thank
Cool.
Where are we at the moment?
So, if you look to see where the little pink tree is, you're on that larger landmass to the south of it.
To the south. Okay,
Yep.
got it.
The one that looks like Yoshi?
If Yoshi has a giant tumor in his head, yes.
Cool.
Oh,
It's just a brain dabblage.
Brain damage.
I am fine with returning it. I am not holding on to it. I will forget.
I have a memory of a seal.
What did you eat this morning for breakfast?
Well,
Bugs?
I should probably get back myself. I kind of ran off on the commander, and
What was that again? I
um,
couldn't hear you.
Okay, good luck. And she just takes off. Unless, of course, someone calls out or tries to stop her or anything.
nah.
Nope.
Okay.
Done.
Moriko just waves to her.
Okay.
So, cultists,
Please kill them.
point the way.
What do they
Once
look
Gemini
like?
gets back.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, I guess if we see any elementals that fit the description on the way, we can stop.
Please. But based off of the fact that they are here and they're stirring up the elementals, something tells me they probably have a few of them under their control. I would not be surprised.
Okay.
I want to volunteer myself to go with you guys to make sure that you don't get yourself killed out here.
All right.
Much appreciated and accepted.
Yeah.
We will definitely accept you. Sophie will not be dying.
Especially because I don't know what's in this region.
I have too much to do to die.
Yeah.
I'm only like 5 months old. I would like to see more, please.
You're 5 months old and you're way bigger than I am. That's weird.
I kind of came like
Wait,
this.
how tall are you?
I'm like
Not
6
you,
foot 10.
dingus.
Oh,
Fucking dingus.
Moriko's only 5'6".
So you're still taller than me.
Taller than me.
Okay. I'm at the same height as Kasumi in human form.
Okay.
Have-
Can we stop being twinsies on stuff in D&D?
Never!
To be fair, you
Again.
don't have tails, so
Fair.
Yeah.
just
With
feel the
the
need to
ears,
ask-
she's slightly taller.
Just feel the need to ask one more time. What are you?
was that in character or out of character?
In character.
Okay, just checking.
What do you mean by what is she?
Well, I am whatever the heck I am. You're a kitsune. that guy's a bunny, and that's Cobalt.
Sup?
I'm pretty sure he has pronouns, right? So don't call him that. That's rude.
That's rude.
Well,
Calling him that.
technically, Brick was an it before he was activated.
I
Technically.
still kind of am an it.
You're an it with a soul.
But you're the best it that we know of. Okay, that's good.
Just
But-
don't go into any sewers.
I think what my lovely party members are attempting to ask, but not finding the most polite way, is they want to know where your race is from. Like, what type of race are you?
Did not ask this question.
You got plenty years.
Originally, I am an elf, but the nature of this place has changed me.
Elf.
You said you're an elf.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like stalling for time, stalling for time. World map is somewhere here. Always. Like from that Alari place? Elf?
Alright.
Sure.
Yes.
So you might know how to go there.
No.
I think she already said she
Because-
lives here.
I ended up here at a very young age. I don't really remember much of where I'm from.
The
What?
gears are turning in Zaan's head.
As you all begin to see smoke coming out of Zaan's ears,
Yeah.
A lot of smoke. Those are big ears.
poof, 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 sending up smoke signals. Gemini does finally return, nowhere near as stealthily as Tanakh. You can hear her robes rustling in the underbrush as she comes back around. Oh, hello.
Welcome
Welcome
back.
Nothing to report.
What were you reporting about again?
I was just looking ahead.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Sorry, carry on. You were speaking.
Oh, we're just discussing different races because a lot of us have not been able to get out and about to different continents, and so a lot of us, she's like gesturing over to them. A lot of us are still learning about the different races. So,
What's an elf?
see,
I
this
don't
is why
know.
they ask. I hope you weren't offended by their question.
Not really.
Elves
Seems like she has
are
lived
very
years old.
long-lived beings that seclude themselves in the enshrouded forest of Valari Dorai, guarded by their deity. If my memory serves correctly, they long ago had their borders opened, but some ne'er-do-wells ransacked an elven village and kidnapped some, and in that scuffle, Aaron, the elven deity, decided to close their borders and patrols the enshrouded forests near constantly, and
Wait, the deity does this?
the deity, Aaron, yes. So I've been told. I have not gone to investigate myself.
Guys and girls, I want to go there.
I
Wait,
would not recommend this.
I have questions about Mimosa, and I want to talk to as many gods as I can about it.
If you wish to meet them at the end of an arrow, then
Yeah, you're not an elf. She just
she-
said that if you're not an elf, you're not welcome.
I'm aware I don't want to go into the city, but if she patrols the forest,
I do not believe you understand the gravity of how jealously she protects her realm. From what I have been told and what is in my memory bank, she does not... Oh, what is the phrase? She does not ask questions first.
I'll see about talking to someone who might give me some clues.
I'm guessing none of them have been out west as raptor riders or anything like that.
Wait, who been out west?
Elves?
Have you've lived there? Have you seen any?
No, I didn't know what they were.
So the answer to your question would be
Well, I mean, I don't know. I usually just stick to my farm. Speaking of, I have a farm, Marigold Farms, where the meat bites back.
Why would the meat
Lovely
bite
place.
back?
just
Is it not dead?
Dinosaurs.
No. I mean, we do kill it for the meat, but normally meat bites back because it's
If the
carnivorous.
animal is not dead, then it is not meat. It is an animal.
well,
It's just a
technically
slogan.
it's still made of meat.
True. I'm made of meat. He's made of meat.
But
Rick's
meat is
not.
food.
Yes,
Rick's
I'm
not.
food.
I'm
Rick's-
aware.
I am
Rick's
not made of meat.
Neither am I.
No, you're definitely made of meat.
Not even in your fox form?
Mm, Not technically.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So what are you made of then? Okay, we are getting off track here.
What are you?
A lot of
We're gonna have a
introspection.
lot
Is
of
this
questions for
normal?
you later.
Yeah, yes. As I said, the longer you stick around, the more interesting things are bound to happen.
Yes.
Actually, wait a second.
Interesting.
If Kasumi's from a different dimension, and she's not made of meat, and Zaan's from a different dimension, is he made of meat?
I
The
have
meat
no
dimension.
idea what my innards look like.
I
You wanna find
from
out?
Damn, is my blood even
spirit
red?
realm. Spirit realm. What
You
part
want to
of
find out?
spirit? No.
That axe is too small. You need a bigger weapon.
See, Jeff and I go, where did you find that?
Don't worry about it.
He just throws it.
It's like, nowhere, off the cliff. What axe?
Like, Zaan thinks for a moment, like, he bleeds red, he thinks. I mean, last time he got cut, it was red blood. It's like,
Cuts himself, now it's purple. No!
My tail can grow back. Painfully.
mine does not grow back, do not cut off my tail.
As interesting as this conversation is devolving, do we have a plan?
Yes, finds the elementals, gets the cause,
Ow.
and apparently kills the cultist. Zaan gestures to
Cultists.
Moriko.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's apparently the reason the elementals are so angry is that there's a cult to a dark eldritch being running around here.
Yep. Totally, no idea who they are.
Liar.
You cannot prove this.
You are terrible at lying.
He
I'm
really
actually quite
is,
good
isn't
at
he?
lying.
Not in this instance.
Gemini looks at you and goes, I don't believe it.
See, he really is not great at lying.
Look,
Well, I can't really say... No, I can't really say that, because you're both still alive. Yeah, no.
am I the only one who's kept in the dark? What cultists are these? You know, all the information that we could have would be very beneficial, because then I don't know whether my bullets will bounce off like that creepy ooze or go through them like meat.
I mean, the guy who dropped me to Zana seemed very corporeal
Yeah, he just
and
knew
mortal.
magic.
I mean, do you remember the lady in the mansion who took us into the dark dimension? Could you shoot her?
Those type of people.
How much trouble do you guys find yourself in?
A
It
lot.
finds us. It finds us. It finds us. I tried to stay out of it.
I'm from Rokusin. Life is
I-
trouble.
Let me put it to you this way. I woke up by being shot in the head.
True.
Try to.
Is that why
Wait.
you're not all there?
Actually, yes, kind of.
That
Wait,
tracks.
what? You are.
I mean, I can open you
What?
up. Could see what's in there.
I was
don't talk to
activated. I
people
was
much.
activated prematurely. I was an experimental phase of production, and I got shot in the head and woke up.
So, but where's the elementals?
Yeah, which direction are the cultists at?
Yes, and the elementals. Both of those things.
The cultists I've seen in multiple different locations. I haven't seen them recently, but I know they're around.
Okay, so if we find them, we'll handle them.
Brick's gonna snap his fingers and mortar's gonna pop up. You know what to do.
Owl.
It just takes off.
Bird. Lunch.
So, I've heard that we are looking for elementals, but which way are we going?
East.
Well, didn't you just do some scouting?
And I saw nothing.
Oh.
Wow.
East.
Should be better at scouting. I'm just teasing. I'm just kidding. Thank you for scouting ahead like that.
Well,
would you be terribly
base-
distressed if I were to teleport him off a cliff?
Do it. Do it, do it, do it.
He'll probably survive.
It would still probably make me feel better. Anyway, shall we make way?
Yeah.
East.
According to this much more detailed map, we can probably swing to the south around the whirlpool and then back up north, hit all of our bases, so to speak.
Alright. Fine. That works.
I am okay with this. This is alright with every other person. Yeah.
I want to go east.
Why do you want to go east?
I don't know. It's a funny word.
I
Well, we
want to
can't
start walking. Let's go. Let's start walking.
Gemini seems all too ready to fall into step beside you as you just decide to
Moriko's
leave
with
the group.
Kasumi and Gemini.
Out of curiosity, which way is she headed?
South.
Okay.
Come on,
I mean,
Hambjerger.
you said we're on the island south of the one with the tree on it, right?
The large green one. So
Yeah. You have to go east-ish. It's southeast. So we're technically all going in the same-ish direction we want to go.
good, fine, everyone's happy.
So Zaan's just gonna shrug and start walking as well. Whatever.
Okay. Well, as you all walk along, the ladies in front, I need someone to make a travel roll. I need a d20, a d20 to be rolled. Should we make Moriko do it?
Yes.
Yay!
Let me change
Initiation!
Let me change dice then.
We're all going to die! You rolled a 1, didn't you?
Got a
One.
1.
Damn it!
Me and my boys are gonna mess you up. I rolled a 1, I rolled a 1. Fuck.
I rolled a 20.
Okay. So, it does take you a few hours, or an hour or so to get to the other side of this spire. It's fairly sizable. There's a lot of underbrush. You get to the... Well, sorry. It takes you a few minutes to get to the rope bridge. It's fairly large, looks very sturdy. You can probably walk 2 at a time, but you would, occasionally feel like you're a little bit close to the edge. So how do you want to proceed going over the rope bridge? Do you want to go 2 by 2, or are you going single file? And if so, in either case, I need to know a marching order.
I am single file, and whoever... I'll go last. I don't give a shit.
I was about to say, I'll go last since I'm the heaviest.
Roll off.
But I can jump.
Kasumi's gonna be in fox form.
Okay.
Shoulder?
I'll go first.
She doesn't trust other people's dexterity on this, so she's gonna be in fox form.
So
Fair enough.
Moriko is
walking
going in front.
around.
Who's
I'll
behind
go
Moriko?
next.
Okay.
I
Who's
have
after Pez?
plans.
Sure.
She'll go behind Zaan.
Okay. Then we'll do Gemini and then Brick, bringing up the rear. Okay.
How can we see to the other side of this rope bridge?
It's intermittent. For how high up you are, there is the occasional cloud that will come and obscure your view, and then the cloud will move on and you can see a bit further. And there is a point in time where you are walking through a cloud and you get a little damp, a little moist.
Well,
Moist.
what I'm asking is, will it significantly delay us if I wait till everyone is across before I start crossing?
Yes.
Just so I'm not. Okay. Well,
Yes. This will.
I tried.
These are very long rope bridges. You were on this particular bridge for the better part of 20 minutes or longer. Time
Jesus.
seems to sort of get away from you as you start the journey across, and then you kind of realize that you are still on this bridge, and you look behind, and that's a long way away.
All right.
Eventually, you do make it to the midway point. The original map that you were given only seems to show the bridge, whereas the one that you got from Tanakh seems to show that the bridge actually connects to an interim spire that's much smaller and less dense than the much larger one that you were on before. And eventually, you do make it to this smaller spire, and you're able to kind of like take a breath, solid ground.
Once we've made it to the solid ground, I'm going to snap my fingers to poof Mortar out of existence wherever he is, and then pop him back in and ask him where he's been able to explore and what he's seen.
He flew around the main island when you all were leaving, and he just seems to report that there's a lot of birds. There's some animals that he heard and saw flickers of in the underbrush. There were some boats sailing around below that seemed to have either cargo or they were fishing. A few of the floating skiffs had been seen way off in the distance. It seemed to be going from one spire to the next. Let's see. Moriko, Pez, and Zaan, since you were the first three across, can you make perception checks for me?
30-20.
30-20?
So plus 3 plus 6, 26.
26?
18 plus 6.
24.
24.
There you go.
The three of you, as you're waiting for the rest to catch up, you hear a very tiny voice from more towards the middle of the spire going, "Help!
See the radar dishes activate.
Help.
Where is it coming from specifically?
From where you're standing on the rope bridge, it seems to be about halfway down the spire between you and the next rope bridge.
If nobody starts running, I start sprinting.
Okay, you sprint ahead, and then you hear the help coming from behind you. But you didn't see anybody.
I look down. Or up. No, down first, then up.
Does anyone else go with him, or are you just watching the
Crazy.
rabbit sprint off?
Moriko's gonna move closer but watch from a distance.
Okay. The voice keeps calling help, and eventually you see a little rock that seems to have a shadow moving on it, or in it. It's really odd to try to pick out, but it's a little small humanoid shape that seems to be flittering around on the inside of this rock.
What are you?
Little help! Let me out!
Why? Can you hear me?
Yes, let me out!
Who are you?
I am Pixie.
Who is
And this is a prank gone wrong.
If I let you out,
Yes?
you're not. You will owe me a favor.
It's not a genie.
To be fair trade.
Well, of course, you're offering a service. I would hate
sure,
to be
okay.
indebted.
Zaan's just gonna go pick it up.
Ah!
Can
Okay.
I put on my anti-disguise goggles?
So, how do I let you out?
Good question.
Do I break the
Can
rock?
you? I would prefer you don't throw me anywhere. Dispel magic, maybe?
Pause.
How
Do
far
I-
ahead is he?
Disintegrate.
Not that terribly far ahead, but by the time he's picked up the rock and he's inspecting it, the rest of you have made it across the rope bridge, and you see him. He's holding what looks like a normal dark gray rock, but there's a shadow on the inside as if it's hollow, and you just see a silhouette, like it's within, but you can't see through the rock anywhere else.
So I have bad news. I only have shadow. So give me a second. I'm going to bring you to somebody who might actually have this thing. So I'm just going to start strolling back, holding a rock.
Okay.
Do I see anything with my anti-disguise goggles?
It's a rock.
It's a rock.
So the rocks
Not a boulder. It's a rock.
got this person called Pixie in it, and apparently they have. Are you a guy or a girl, or both,
I
or neither?
am me.
Well, me here is trapped inside a rock and apparently needs dispel magic because breaking the rock doesn't work.
I wouldn't say it would.
Moriko.
I wouldn't say that it doesn't work. I just don't want to try it because I'm just, in it.
Kasumi's looking at Moriko. Can you? Are you familiar? Is this
Does
normal?
Moriko recognize this at all?
No, you've never seen this.
He says her name is Pixie.
It's
Rick,
a
do you
bit
have
bigger
dispel
than this.
magic?
It's more like a
I got nothing.
hand-sized rock.
Am I
There you go.
familiar with any tales about pixies or fairies?
Make either an Arcana or History check. Your choice.
I am going to sit down and start casting Identify on it just because I'm curious what spell got it into this mess.
Okay.
Okay. So both of them have a +6 for me, so that would be 22.
22. You know that if this is what you might consider it being, it says its name is Pixie, and it seems small. That it's probably a little fey creature of some kind, and it did admit to saying that it was a prank gone wrong, and that kind of falls in line with your knowledge of generalized fey creatures. Brick, it does go off.
Okay.
So how would it get in the rock?
How did you get into the rock? Oh, that's right. You said a prank gone wrong.
What kind of prank?
Well, my intent was to have the rock in question that your fine, upstanding fellow here is holding so gingerly, thank you, to use my voice to sort of trick people, going, hey, I'm over here. Watch out for the fox. Watch out for the boar.
So like a scenting stone.
Yeah, sure. But, I ended up inside of it.
Well, it definitely sounds like it went wrong.
It's not great.
I learn any spells that are affecting the item I touched, or if the item was created by a spell.
And if it counts because he's inside, I learn if the creature is being affected by any spell.
The creature inside, it's not so much a known spell, but you definitely get the sense that the magic here is sort of twisted and wasn't cast properly, which would explain why it sort of got sucked inside. It's not a documented spell. It was almost like if it was experimental and it just went horribly wrong. Yeah.
Gemini, do you know it's a dispel magic?
Oh, let me check. I don't actually remember. I suppose I could.
What about
Pigs.
what about Moriko?
Yep.
Because, I am fine with either or. Pixie says that they would give us or give me a favor if we let them out. So, if someone would be kind enough to let them out,
Can I tell if the voice is lying?
Make an insight check. As Gemini seems to be stepping towards the rock.
You mounting asshole!
9.
9?
9!
I mean, everything seems to add up. It admitted to a prank that went wrong, and it's stuck in a rock.
Can I also make an insight check since I have my disguise goggles and kind of feel weird?
I would say at this point, Gemini's already stepping over there, and she
Okay.
casts Dispel on the rock. Unless anyone stops her from doing so. Just because we've had so many people doing insight checks already. Okay, no one's stopping her. She casts Dispel. There's a little whoosh of magic and little glitter as the creature inside pops out, and it's a little small pixie fey creature. Pops out, its wings start buzzing to keep it aloft. Zaan, you just now have a rock.
Do you need this rock?
No. No, you can throw that away.
Throws it.
Oh, okay.
And you,
I was
Good luck,
gonna-
everybody.
see it
else.
put its hands on its hips and kind of leans forward.
Good riddance. So, thank you. Allow me to pay my debt to you. Yes? Okay. Just a minute.
Kind of like flutters down and goes into the underbrush, and you hear some rustling. And a minute later, it comes back, and it has 6 little small leathery pouches. One for, or actually, it's kind of like doing it in his arms. One for each.
Some of my own pixie dust.
I don't know what this is, but I will accept it as a gift.
What do you use this for?
Well, for you giant lumbering creatures. You sprinkle this over your head and you can fly for about a minute. Ish.
Okay.
And
do anything else?
never fear, when the time runs out, you will float safely down to the ground.
That was very nice of you. Thank you very much.
Well, you let me out of my rock. It was dark in there.
It's dark in here.
I did not like it. So-
Thank you very much.
Your favor is noted.
May I ask you one other question?
Sure.
Maybe 2 questions, but have you been doing your shenanigans around here for a decent amount of time?
Judging by how long I was stuck in that rock, not as long as I would like.
So, have you happened to see any cultist-looking fellows? Or angry elementals in this area?
My vision did not reach far beyond the rock.
That is a very understandable response. Yes, okay. Let's have a shot.
Can I have your names?
No.
No. You can hear them, but you cannot have them.
Okay.
Zaan is like really fucking confused. Everybody like, and Zaan's just like, what's they said?
Is who he's gonna like lean over to Brick. That was the one thing I remember from the children books.
Yeah, I'm really glad I read that book too in the library.
Well, I have much pranking left to do. So unless you need something more from me,
No.
Wish
Okay.
you well on your pranking.
enjoy your pixie dust.
And it looks towards you, Zaan.
And I'll be back with you about the favor you owe me now. Goodbye.
Oh,
And it flutters on off.
What did you do, Zaan?
I don't know. I let it out of a rock, and it gave us pixie dust in return, and apparently now I owe it a favor. I
Well,
don't really
you asked
understand.
it another question, which I think he's counting as a favor.
Meh.
That wasn't it.
Oh no.
Okay.
I mean, if that thing comes back, because I was getting some weird vibes from it. It looked hungry. It looked like edible. It had bug wings.
It was a pixie.
It had
Yes,
bug
I'm aware.
wings.
I've only ever heard about them in stories, like children's stories, and they were usually to scare the children, to not talk to them.
Although, now I am kind of curious what would happen if we had given it a name.
No, I don't want to know.
I have no idea.
Even though my name is technically given to me. So,
I mean,
there's that.
same.
Weren't all of our names given to us?
I guess technically, but not technically the same.
I
Technically,
mean,
Moriko is a title, nickname,
Oh,
I think.
Do you,
Mhm.
do you remember your name?
Not really.
said I will name you Big Pink.
No.
No. I'm guessing you named that one, and she points to Brick.
That is why I call him father, yes.
That tracks.
I'm sorry, Big Pink. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't
No.
name him at all.
Well, I'm
gonna call you Little Green.
Your funeral.
I'm going to continue to walk forward. If I have to push people out of the way, then I will.
Yep.
As you're arguing about Big Pink or not, you just start getting elbowed aside by Pez.
Ow, my ankles.
Well, for you
Taller
compared to
than you.
him, it's more like your thigh, but
Yeah.
it'd be Brick's ankles. If you all do continue on, I need another travel roll.
Not
Who's
me.
brave enough?
What the hell?
Tree fitty.
Tree fitty.
What the hell?
Why?
What?
I rolled an 18.
What the fuck?
Miss with those next roll.
What the fuck, Knuckles?
No,
is
because then he's
this?
gonna roll low on the next one.
So as you begin walking across the next rope bridge, you're maybe
I forgot to mention, before we start walking across, I'm going to send Mortar to scout the next island.
okay. That happens.
Just letting you know if anything interesting pops up.
You begin to head across the rope bridge. And as you get about halfway across, you see off in the distance, let's see, to your left, from the north, dark clouds are beginning to roll in. The wind begins to pick up a fair amount,
Ruh-roh.
and there's the scent of air, or scent of rain on the wind. There's a scent of air in the air.
Petrichor.
It's a smell that smells smelly.
I smell a smelly smell that smells smelly.
Does it appear to be like a normal storm? Anything unusual about the storm?
Make a
Weather check.
yes, check with your local meteorologist.
We're here with Channel 5 News.
Make either a perception
stick it in the air.
or
I would say
survival
nature.
or nature.
Okay. Wanna do survival? Oh. Just a 7.
7. It looks like rain clouds are coming in.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's like rain.
and you're kind of out in the open.
Yeah. Sumi's just gonna preemptively put her hair up with the chopstick just because she knows it's gonna rain.
Is the sky going to cry now?
Does this look like a normal storm? I can't remember if this was already asked. Sorry, I was reading
just
a
asked
feature. Oh, okay. Never mind. This
We,
storm looks
we
normal.
literally just had a dice roll about it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was reading a feature. My apologies.
That's okay.
We should probably.
It looks
get
like
across this
rain.
bridge.
By the way, it looks like rain. I rolled a 7.
Oh,
Joints are aching.
I like
The
something.
arthritis.
So within the next 20 to 30 minutes, you start being pelted by rain. You're getting closer to the spire, but you still have a fair ways to go, another 5-10 minutes maybe, but you can see the spire off in the distance. And this is a slower pace to kind of keep things from shaking and rumbling around too much. Do you keep going at the normal pace, or do you take it slow and steady?
If it's
I-
raining, Kasumi's gonna take it slower because she doesn't want to slip.
Same.
Okay. The winds begin to pick up, accelerated as the storm front is shoved through the spires. All that force is being funneled into narrow channels that are now whipping and tearing through the spires. Taking your time, your speed is halved. The rain is coming down in sheets. You're all relatively drenched. There we go.
It's like I was in a storm by Rocassine while I'm sailing. I love this.
Kasumi's in fox form, so she's got the wet rat look going for her.
the wet rat.
The wet rat.
Hambjerger's under my hat.
You begin to hear the distant rumblings of thunder off in the distance. the rope bridge is swaying just from the wind itself. I need everyone to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh God.
Okay, I need to get my D4. Whee!
Okay.
Let's see if I. Nope. Hey, come back here. Oh, that's not. No, yes, sir. D4. 6 saving throw, which is plus 2.
Wasn't great. It wasn't terrible.
24.
24,
16.
16,
11.
11,
It was 16 as well.
16,
Dice jail.
23.
23. Oh, I need to do it for Gemini. Fuck.
Give me.
Okay. You all are taking your time going across the bridge. Going at the slower pace lowered the DC quite a bit. Brick, there's one moment where your foot slips a bit, goes forward, and seems to go in between the planks of the bridge. And funnily enough, because you were bringing up the rear, no one saw it. And with the pounding rain, no one heard it either. In fact, by the time you get yourself back up onto your feet, they've moved on. And that's not a great thought in the back of your mind.
Do I hear him call out?
You're muted, Kasumi.
You're fine. I was talking to
Oh, okay.
James.
Do I hear him call out?
I'll just keep trucking along at the slower pace.
Make a perception check.
It's a straight line. What am I looking for?
No, Zaan, perception check. He asked if he could hear you.
Gotcha.
So 17.
17. It was very faint, and you kind of glance behind and look over, and through the sheets of rain, you can still see some of his sad little droopy feathers in the distance. But you can't look too.
He looks like he's still moving.
He's moving slowly, but there's a significant gap between Gemini and him, more significant than there was before. I now need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
As you
Come
are
on,
now,
booby dice, don't fail me now.
16 again. 12 plus 4.
Oh,
Wait, it's Constitution saving throw.
I was supposed to say, you should be great on that.
20, not nat.
Natural 20.
okay.
Great thing I had a +9, 14.
14. 14 was not enough. So you all take your time, and you're slowing your pace, which is making it so that you can stay on the bridge, but you are white-knuckled and just one step at a time, one hand grip at a time. Most of you are able to power through. Brick, you're getting really tired. You suffer 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So time passes on. You take it nice and slow. You finally get to solid land. And it's one of the, if I'm not mistaken, it is one of the larger islands that you're able to get to, or one of the larger spires. So you hop off the bridge. What are you all doing? It is still a torrential downpour. There's still a little bit of light, but with how dark the clouds are that you're basically inside of at this point, just from how high up you are, it's like, the clouds are like right there. It's difficult to tell if it's dark because of the time of day or dark because of the storm. Of course, unless one of you has the keen mind feat. Nope, no one. Cool. You have no idea what time it is.
Brick's gonna, once he finally catches up, gonna look at Zaan.
Wait, I have keen mind.
Oh, you do?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, so then you just automatically know what time of day it is. It's about mid-afternoon. It's getting like 4 or 5 o'clock-ish, almost. Okay. The day has gone on quite a bit since you left your home to go investigate these knuckleheads.
Mm-hmm.
Brick's gonna look over at Zaan. Storm Bunny, is there anything you can do about this?
I feel
I mean-
somehow racist, and I'm not sure why.
I can make it worse for us people.
Are you okay, Brick?
A little tired.
Just a storm. And this will continue to storm.
I
If you're
mean,
looking for somebody that can stop the weather, you may want to find it as a cleric.
do we want to rest? Like, and she's kind of yelling to yell through the rain.
What?
I think the big man needs a rest.
I
Well,
may have
don't
slipped
you-
a couple of times.
Oh,
Do you have the deployable campsite?
I do.
That's gonna go out real quick.
I was about to
It's
say,
magic.
Okay.
Look at the DM smiling.
Oh, I was
Kasumi-
smiling watching Moriko go take care of the cat.
Kasumi is gonna find a big enough spot to deploy the pop-up camp.
Deploy the boy.
So, as four of you are familiar, Moriko, this is the first time you are seeing this. You look over in confusion at these people that are just like standing out in the rain like morons, like, well, go find a fucking leaf or a tree, like, what are you doing? And you see Kasumi pull out a brown leather bag about yay big, and actually, Kasumi, are you confident with it now?
She has a
It's been a
moment of
while.
hesitation because it's been a while, but then she's like, I remember this. And so she's gonna very
Okay.
confidently put it down.
So you see her pull this satchel from her side, and looks like she's afraid it's gonna bite her, and then her confidence comes back, and you see her open the flap and toss the bag onto the ground, and from the mouth of the bag erupts 2 tents, 4 chairs, and you see a bunch of rocks just fly out, just go in a little circle. Wood lands down, and it just, even in the pouring rain, the fire lights, and it's just crackling happily right there.
That's weird.
It's magic.
That's magic.
That's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
That's wizard's chest.
I mean, do you want to sleep in the rain? Do you like to sleep in the rain?
Not particularly.
Okay, well, there's a tent.
I will stay outside. I will try to figure out if any lightning will come by us.
I could
Alright.
use some sleep.
Have fun catching hypothermia and lightning.
I will not catch hypoglycemia.
What? Well, I am not terribly bothered by the rain. And you all look back, and Gemini is now just pure white. All the blue paint she had on her is completely washed away.
I forgot that was paint.
It comes and goes. It's a hobby. But I am not terribly concerned with the rain, so I will be happy to sit out and keep watch.
I will take watch with you. The temperature
just
here
need to
does
lay
not bother
down.
me.
I need a minute.
I need a minute.
And Brick just kind of does the.
And there it
Isn't even
is.
going to a tent.
Do 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 do.
Hold, please.
He just falls backwards.
Just the Windows power off sound.
New dice. Moriko and Pez.
Yes.
Make a quick dexterity save. Super
Oh,
quick.
why? I don't want to get splashed back. Natural 20 plus 8.
Moriko.
Bitch.
8. Brick, you see this new companion, Brick, standing there, and he slowly starts to tip back, and you're just like, what? And Pez, you go, uh-oh. And you just kind of go, like, just one half step back between you and Moriko, and you get splattered with mud, Moriko. As he just T-poses onto the ground, just sloshes all the water that came up. And Pez, you're wet, but you're clean.
I'm clean.
Oh, that's...
What?
I'm going to
What happened?
remember this.
So he's
What-
got her
what-
hands
what
on her
went wrong?
hips. Brick,
Uh,
you're gonna rust.
Can I even do that?
It's not made of iron.
You
wanna
see,
find out?
Gemini has sat down on the chair, and she looks completely unperturbed by the rain. She's gone like, perfect lady sit, one leg over the other. She's kind of just got her, hands crossed, just looking around. She kind of looks over at Brick and goes, well, I can't. She has the smuggest grin on her face, and she's just kind of...
Brick is gonna scoop up some mud and throw it at her head.
Oh.
Okay.
Before this turns into a full-out mud war, I'm going into a tent.
As
Oh
Pez scampers away,
God.
and the mud splatters onto Gemini, there is a pause, and she slowly turns to look at you. And then of her kind of hands that are just kind of sitting there on her knee, the finger lifts. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh.
Based on how I've been rolling, this is not gonna go well. Oh, it didn't fall off the table. 17.
17's not enough. You all see Brick victoriously having thrown mud. The finger lifts. There's an arc of bluish purple energy that goes from her finger towards Brick. And Brick is now a toad.
Zaan grabs Gemini by the arm. I don't think I've ever been happier my entire life ever.
Yes, well...
What?
Don't worry, he'll only be like that for an hour.
Okay, but is he like actually that thing? Like, did he turn into that thing, or is it an illusion?
God, I hope so.
For the moment, what you see is what he is.
Does anybody want frog legs?
Can I make an intelligence? Wait, how intelligent is
no, you are a frog, sir. You are wet. You are moistened. You're in a puddle of mud. And you are flourishing.
How
In your
do you-
lane.
Thank you, in your lane.
How do we make sure he doesn't run away in this form?
Zaan grabs him.
You just...
I pee on him.
It's raining! I don't care! Oh no! If only the water wasn't washing it away immediately. I also cast Bane on the frog.
What is happening?
Must make Charisma saving throw, and if it fails the saving throw, it must reduce any saving.
Something tells me my charisma's not great right now.
Whatever save you gotta make is gonna be reduced by
Let's
D4.
see,
fucker.
what are a toad's stats?
There are some pretty charismatic frogs out there.
Yeah, they get kisses from princesses.
Ice
I mean,
toad,
come on.
giant toad, Thomas T. Toad.
I don't think
I'm not
he's that
making that
kind
up.
of frog.
I am not kissing him. You hear
Neither
Gemini
am I.
say.
Nope.
That would be weird. You're his sister.
I'm just gonna use the
Fair
stats
point.
for a giant toad, which is -4. Oh fuck, that's a 3.
Well,
-1.
okay, so no, it's not a giant toad. It's probably more like a frog, because a giant toad's a large beast, and they can't.
Well, no, I was just using the intelligence or the charisma, wisdom, and intelligence for it, because I assume it's about
Well,
the same.
The frog's charisma is -4, and its wisdom is
Yeah.
-1. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, same.
We'll go with the frog though, just for posterity's sake, because the frog is a tiny beast. The giant toad is a large creature.
Any
so.
attack or saving throw you make for anything is reduced by D4, fucker.
Okay, I'm exhausted. I'm a toad, and I have Bane now. What could possibly get worse?
Don't say
Look,
that.
lightning.
Don't.
And then the lightning strike.
No, please do. That'll fix everything for me.
So
You can turn into a snake.
What?
she's got a point. Zaan, you have a frog. Brick, you are a frog. Pez has claimed a tent already.
Yep. I already made a makeshift little drying rack inside. I'm drying my clothes.
If anyone goes into the tent where Pez is, there's a little drying rack with his clothes and Hambjerger on the drying rack.
Well, Moriko, since you are new to the group, you can have the other tent.
I appreciate that. And she's like just trying to get the mud off of her still.
Can you both not
It's
get into
really
town?
not that difficult. The rain is really coming down. Like, for you to get the mud off, you just have to go like, rain's coming this way, and I'm clean. Okay.
I'm gonna squeeze the frog on occasion.
Kasumi is
Go ahead.
Kasumi's gonna get into fox form, and the tents have a little awning, don't they? Just like a little tarp. I don't remember.
I don't
My
either,
tent's
but
always open.
that kind of sounds a little cozy, so we're gonna go with that.
Okay, I was just thinking like a tiny little like triangle. She's gonna
they're
get on.
little A-frames, and you probably got like just a little tarpish
Okay.
thing out the front.
She's
of it.
gonna get. She's still gonna be outside the tent, but she is going to shake herself
Which tent?
vigorously.
The one that Moriko
with
went into, or
Pez.
Pez's one? Okay.
Pez, yeah, she's gonna give Moriko the other tent to herself since she's new. So she's gonna vigorously try to shake off as much of the rain as she can outside of the tent before she goes in and sleeps.
Menacingly.
So, Gemini is keeping watch with Zaan. Make a perception check, Zaan.
Sure. 19.
19. There's not a whole lot to see. Most of the critters that you would normally be worried about keeping keeping an eye out for are probably hunkered down, not wanting to be out in this either. Gemini seems to be kind of humming to herself, just not super concerned with anything. And an hour goes by, and that
Just
frog
thinking
you're
of what would
holding
happen
becomes
if-
brick once more, and he just sort of expands and flumps half onto you.
Does it get covered in mud?
Yes.
I just stand up, walk over to one of the seats, sit down, look at Gemini. Well played. Fuck you.
Zaan is sitting there with the fucking most disgruntled look on his face as he's half covered in mud.
Yes.
You
well,
did that to yourself.
I am half tempted to banish you.
Perhaps you will learn a lesson of how to deal with a lady.
Yes, you should treat me better.
Because I'm a lady, that's why.
I am not a lady, but you should treat me better.
You are my sister first and a lady second.
Go to sleep.
Was that to Gemini or Brick?
Brick, why would I tell it to Gemini? She's watching with me.
Just checking. Brick, do you kind of go into your powered down state?
Yeah, I'll power down, but I'm still paying attention.
Yeah.
It covers head in mud.
Is there anything you would like to say or talk about, Zaan, throughout the
I
watch?
thought about something a second ago and I've already forgotten it, and it was kind of important.
Okay, that is unfucking fortunate.
Yep.
Okay, well, your watch will eventually come to a close. The rain seems to have lightened up slightly. The worst of it, you can hear distant rumblings off in the distance, but doesn't seem to be getting too terribly close to where you were camped. But eventually the shift does come to an end. Are you going to wake anyone?
I'm Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
How much longer will you be... Is awake the right word? Active? Active?
Well, I only need 4 to 6 hours of a inactive state to be perfectly capable. So I can stay up for a bit longer.
I do not mind the rain, so I am... We're sitting on, what, a chair? We're sitting on a chair?
Yeah, there's
Log?
a set of 4 wooden chairs that come out of the satchel.
So I was just fucking sleeping right in that fucking chair.
It's not the most comfortable chair in the world, to be fair.
Is the ground more comfortable?
Or money.
Softer.
I will find a big patch of wet grass and...
Okay. So a couple more hours goes by. Gemini kind of looks around and realizes that everyone's gone to sleep but her.
How unfortunate.
Yeah. She kind of settles herself in, folds her arms, and no one's awake to see it, but her eyes kind of dim down a fair bit. So, you all do get a long rest.
Thank God.
When Brick powers back up, but before everyone else wakes up, knowing that Gemini can probably still hear and see him, he's just gotta like start doing some maintenance on himself while talking to her, even knowing that she can't actively respond. Just like, hope you're not too offended by me being a little playful. Not really sure where it's coming from, but I've learned in my short amount of time, when you have emotional
Baggage.
When you have a gut instinct, it's better just to follow it first and ask questions about it later.
Man, I wonder where you learned that from.
That's it.
Okay. The rain does die down in the wee hours of the morning, and you are all roused by the gentle sounds of nature, birds twittering, insects buzzing. So far as you all are aware, someone else must have taken a watch because no one came and woke you up.
Breakfast time. Looking for bugs.
Make a survival check.
Yes, the one thing I am extremely proficient in.
I'm good at finding dinner.
I found shit. That was
You're
one.
supposed to be really. Oh.
1 plus 6. So 7? But a 1?
You come out of the tent. Gemini is still sitting in the place where you had seen her when you went to bed, and you go start looking around for looking for
Mud.
bugs, and all you can find is mud, little bug-shaped bits of mud that you think are bugs, and then you kind of, and it's just, oh, that's just, bleh. Throw it away. You're still rooting around. Man, wherever those bugs have gone, they've really hidden themselves well.
Kasumi comes out of the tent, stretching and yawning. She's like, "Wow, I haven't slept that well in a long time."
I know, right? It was quite nice.
Zaan's gonna shake himself dry-ish.
Okay.
Hope nobody's standing nearby.
Well, you said you went
I
off
am
to the
not.
side to find some grass, so I would say that you're a few paces away from everyone. Not quite that dry.
Clear.
Do you shock yourself?
No, not really. I don't think I can.
Okay.
Gust
Not
of
with that
wind
attitude.
yourself.
I have done that before.
Well, actually, with everyone rousing themselves and meals or breakfast being made, we're going to take a quick break and, maybe get some food and snacks for ourselves. So we will be back in just a little bit. Don't go too terribly far away. And we will continue to see what these yahoos managed to get into. So we'll be back shortly. And we are back. So, we left off but a mere moment ago with the Tempest hunkering down to weather out the storm, and so Brick could regain his energy.
Out and sleep.
So, a new day awaits you, getting ever so closer to the end of the year. I will need a travel roll for today.
Me.
as you aim to cross this larger spire.
That would be a 16.
16.
I thought you were gonna say 4. I was gonna be like,
1, 2, 3, 4.
Eventually we'll go to
Oh,
20.
that's even worse. He laughed.
Okay. So you all spend the better part of the morning crossing over the spire, looking for clues or looking for any hint of activity, be it cultist or otherwise. And you eventually reach a fork in the middle of the island. One going off to the left, one going off to the right. And as you all stand there debating which way to go, if you even debate, before you're even able to debate, let's put it that way, you hear rustling noise from the brush. And it seems to be, karate pose, it seems to be coming from all around you. And eventually you see 1, 2, 3 kobolds come jumping out of the brush all around, holding crude sticks, stones that look like they might resemble daggers but are probably blunt as hell. You see 4, 7, 8 of them. They're all kind of circling around you. They're very ragged. Some of them are very skinny. Some of them just have like one leaf as a hat. One of them looks like his entire clothing is just one bit of vine wrapped around him, kind of crossways. One of them finally comes up holding he's holding a stick that looks like a spear, but on closer inspection, it looks like he's holding the rock at the top of the stick to make it look like a spear. He comes up and he says,
You have to pay the toll to get across this fork in the road. Pay up.
Pez,
What toll?
Do you want to... Sorry.
Just pay up. We don't want to hurt you.
Pez, do you want to talk to your kin before I fry every single one of them?
Sure. Yeah. I walk up to who I assume is the leader, and I speak in Draconic to him.
Brother, why are you here?
We want the payment.
How much?
you see him stop, and he thinks for a minute.
I didn't think I'd get this far.
Just pay.
I look at everyone else.
He was very, very convincing. I guess we have to give him all what we have, of which I'm carrying, so
I'm gonna hand over 1,034 copper pieces.
You set down the coins, and he looks at it. And goes,
Don't want that.
Pay. What do you want? What do you want as payment?
Just pay.
You don't understand this. Do you speak Draconic?
Oh, I didn't know if you were... I'm sorry.
I'm doing the deep Draconic voice, man. Come on, you can't understand what the fuck he's saying.
Does anybody understand what these hillbillies
Did-
are saying?
Do they look like they're... Are they wearing gear? Like, are they wearing, like, backpacks or satchels or something?
No. They look
No.
incredibly just feral.
Oh man.
Can
Okay.
I...
Can you?
Thunderwave just keeps staring at my face.
If you don't navigate with them, I am barbecuing every single one of them.
Moriko's gonna hold up a finger and dig through a pouch that she has to her side and pulls out her prettiest, shiniest feathers that she has with her and holds it out.
Just hopping ever so closer, like just eyes darting to the rest of you. He lets go of the end of his spear, which drops the rock that he was holding, snatches his feather, and goes, and they all tear ass back into the foliage, and just all of them just hooting, hollering. One of them's doing a cartwheel, and they're just gone.
I just
Pick
look
up my
at
coin.
Bez. These are your people.
Yeah, I'm proud of him.
What just happened?
I gave him shiny.
But those were feathers.
Don't
Yeah, but
Those
question
were not
the simple folk.
shiny.
They were pretty fucking shiny.
I swear to
What?
Lopez, you will be going Vissam if you defend them.
Shiny feathers.
Those were
What do
some
you
of my
want from
best
me?
feathers. I need to keep an eye out for more.
Ooh,
What universe
Moriko.
are we on?
make a perception check, please.
Please tell me he dropped them.
27.
As you say, you need to look for more feathers. Rick looks mighty colorful. I'm just saying.
I just pluck a feather made of pure magic off my head and hand it over. And another one grows in its place.
I gave them more than one.
I just grab a fistful
Yep. Yep.
and I hand them over.
I don't know that they would last off of you.
She puts them in a bag. She don't know they ain't there.
She is very well aware of everything that is in her bag.
He hands you the feathers, and as you're holding them, like, yes! And they begin to kind of fizzle away and just kind of sparkly dust.
I'm gonna remember this. That's two
I
strikes
didn't know
against you.
that. I didn't know. I
Two
never
strikes
tried that
against you.
before.
Are feathers a form of currency here?
No, I just like them.
Okay.
So, you don't need them.
I like to leave little gifts in the camps of people that are actually being good with the nature.
So I am confused. He tried to be nice, and you're being mean to him?
Because he gave me a gift that disintegrated. A
didn't
gift
know
is
it would
not
do
supposed to
that.
disintegrate.
Everything disintegrates after a time.
Not after a couple of seconds.
Was that Satan's fault? Because they did.
In his defense, I've never seen him take those feathers off before.
Same.
First try.
I still need to find feathers to replace the ones that I gave those little things.
Mortar has feathers.
Yeah, I was about to say, is Mortar nearby?
They're
These
not
magical
colorful feathers.
No, that's not what I'm asking for him for.
Oh, yeah. No,
Oh.
he has been circling overhead for quite some time.
Okay, I'm just like, if you want to go pluck some feathers, not kill, just pluck.
Go chase their booties.
You give the command, and you look up, and he circles for a bit, and you just hear the most indignant, "Ooh," and then just slowly,
Have you found any cultists?
slowly takes off. No response. Just disappears over the canopy.
Go get some tail feathers. Go have fun.
Hey.
Can I reach into the bag of holding? Because I'm guessing I'm carrying that because it's in my inventory.
That would
I'm gonna
be
pull out.
indicative.
I'm pulling out one of my daggers, and I'm going to leave it with the kobolds, just so that I have a fighting chance.
Oh god.
They don't need weapons.
You want to encourage them to steal from people?
To defend themselves.
I
They
think
have
they're
First off, they were not
lives.
defending themselves. When they came out here and demanded payment, they were attacking people. I
They
mean,
were hungry.
and they're going to eat feathers.
I mean, maybe
Very
they're
not
giving them to
surprised.
a dragon. You don't know. They're hungry. They were disheveled.
Most of them were naked.
Look, I'm all for killing bandits and robbers and evildoers, but when it comes to homeless people like that and just ragged,
They
ragged
live
people,
here. They're not homeless. They live here in the forest.
I mean, we're kind of stinky. But I mean, again, Again, if they were ready to attack and myrtleize us, I would have no problem killing them. But again, they were just out here trying to survive.
From behind you hear Gemini speak up. Are we going to continue to discuss kobold politics, or are we still looking for an elemental?
I like her train of thought. Please, elementals, this hurts my brain.
Has anyone seen any?
Border hasn't.
Yeah.
Well, now he's going after tail feathers, so.
So, which way should we go? To the north or to the south?
So real fast, DM. What island are we on?
You are on the island directly west of the Moquepa. You're at that little Y junction.
So what is the stuff surrounding the swirl?
You don't know. You didn't ask.
I kind of want to go take a look.
Didn't they tell us not to go there?
Well, we'll see it.
But didn't they tell us not to, like, specifically?
People tell us to do not a lot of things. If we still usually do them anyways, to be fair. Gemini, have you traversed this island at all before? Slash Moriko, sorry. Remember?
Maracas.
Alright, my brain was.
I
was focusing on something else.
I thought you were just giving them the silent treatment.
Alright, I'm sorry, what?
Have you or Gemini traversed this island before?
Has she?
Yeah.
You have been all over the region. You hear them asking the question, and you go and you kind of look at the map that Tanakh had given you, and you kind of give your head a little tilt, and those are probably the research docks that surround the whirlpool.
If we go around the whirlpool, you're gonna come into a lot of Aztlan researchers.
Well, look, if we go south and then swing around, we're gonna be like right beside it anyway.
I mean, do you know if there have been any elementals north on this island, or should we go south? You know.
The elementals move around constantly. They don't always stay in the same area.
There's also this string of lesser pillars that goes out to the west a little bit. Do you think they'd be more on the outskirts?
Yeah.
Generally speaking, the elementals stay away from the more trafficked areas. So there is some decent amount of thought that you would find more elementals the further away you went from the beaten path. But you don't know of what large elemental they could be looking for is, or where it would be. You do know
Gemini,
that there
what
tends
size?
to be a sizable amount of elementals around the whirlpool. And there's a bit more Aztlanian guards to protect the researchers because they're a little bit more concentrated in their proper element.
Oh yeah. Gemini, what size elemental are we looking for again?
For lack of a better word, big.
Grande?
It is a bit odd that we haven't encountered any at all.
Do we want to, like... who's holding the map?
Probably Pez.
Okay, Zaan's going to... So if we go south, we can do this off the main path and go see if maybe there's something on those outskirty.
It is... I would not say it's impossible, but there's a bit of me that almost wonders if maybe the ones who are in the region more, excluding you, of course, Moriko, may have their ear to the ground a bit more.
So
I see
whirlpool?
merit in both ideas of going and seeing if we have a chance of speaking to the researchers or continuing to venture on our own.
I mean, the worst they can do is turn us around and we just go with the original plan, so...
I don't want to go anywhere near that giant hole in the water.
We're not gonna get near it, just enough to talk to somebody.
But to be fair, Kasumi, it's not really a hole. It's more of the maelstrom, so it has the power to suck you down to the bottom if it works like a regular maelstrom. So you wouldn't really fall into a hole. You'd more suffocate to death before you fell down the hole.
It is nice to look at from a distance.
Stub your toe.
I kicked my speaker.
Ow!
I mean, I think we
Base.
should go south and near the whirlpool because from what I've been hearing, a lot of activity has been over there, and with it being a water elemental, I would assume it would be where all the water energy would be. Water.
There's also a camp to the south.
Water.
I mean,
You're holding it the wrong way, but okay.
I mean, if we go south, why don't we go deep south and just? And if we go deep south and just go all the way down and circle that, circle to the east and up north.
Having some problems there, Pez?
Water.
Oh no, like actual water? Oh, no. Okay.
So does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah, let's head south.
So we will
The
go
camp would
very
not be a
south.
bad idea either, I do not think.
So instead of going east to the camp, we will go south and then east.
Correct.
So if we go through those little 4 blue islands.
Yeah. Well, there's the two off to the side, but yeah, there's also the 4. We can take the little detour down the very bottom and swing back
Just
up to
do-
the camp.
Let's just do that for now then.
Okay.
Unless anybody has a better idea.
Water.
I have given my suggestion, but if we wish to go to the south, then we go to the south. I also like the idea of stopping at the camp. We may find some soldiers that have been around.
Works for me.
South it is.
Water.
I need a travel roll.
Who's next?
I can go this time.
What sort of chaos?
No,
If it doesn't stop in the
chaos,
tray, it doesn't
man.
count.
1 second. We're good. Sorry.
I did leave the dagger.
You did?
Fucking squid, bro.
That's either really good or really bad.
Squid is a 20.
50
know.
kobolds.
God. 1
Yeah, the
million
kobolds was
kobolds.
Dagger.
Doubles the amount of kobolds for critical.
We need their knife. Check.
All the bank tactics.
Check. Kobolds. Check. Check.
Murder.
Kobolds. Murder. Kobolds. Murder. Kobolds.
Defeated by kobolds.
So you all head south from the fork in the road, and it's only 10-15 minutes to get to the edge of the spire. And as you get closer, Gemini, who's at the back, picks up speed and runs, kind of rushes forward, sort of going off to the side and getting around all of you. And you see her lifting her arm and waving. And as she gets close to the edge, you hear her, Brick, you hear her calling out in Aztlanian, saying, "Hail! Do you have space? Hello!" And a passing skiff, comes by and gets up closer, and you see a older gentleman, very hunched in the back, weathered beard, and he's holding on to the rudder, kind of shakily, but even though he's shaking, the skiff seems to be holding straight. He goes,
Hello. You need a ride?
and then you see the smile fade and go,
You all need a ride. I'm empty. Hop on.
Much obliged.
Do we need a ride?
Blah, 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 blah. Hops on.
Where are we going? Like, where are you taking us?
I don't know. Well, Missy,
And he's looking towards Gemini.
where to?
She kind of looks to the rest of you. You said you wished to go to the camp. We could go straight to the camp, or you could take us to one of the other islands if you wished.
If there's a small island stands that would probably be the best. So we don't miss a chance to maybe run into something there.
I mean, if we go to the camp, we can just hit those islands not far from there, and we can maybe get a chance to talk to someone who knows where something is.
Fine. Unless, so does everybody want to just do the camp?
Well,
Nothing
wait,
saying we can't keep an eye out below.
Gaspaz, speak up.
did I miss something? Who is you? Who you is?
He's a friendly countryman.
I'm
Who are
Tepak.
you?
I am Tepak.
Do you have like license, registration? What? You just ran out of nowhere, offering a ride to complete strangers.
I was completing my route and I saw a lady in distress. Needed a ride. If you want to walk, walk.
Can I pick Pez up and just put him on?
Do you let him?
I'm small.
I cat him.
Pez, I need to tell you about this great thing. It's called a gift horse. And you don't look it in the mouth.
I'm putting my anti-disguise goggles on.
The only one that looks different is Kasumi.
My hand is on my gun, and I'm just gonna sit here. Because something feels weird in my cobalt.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Since you were just
Considering his relatives, his distant relatives.
Not so distant, I'm thinking.
Kasumi reluctantly gets in and just like kind of under her breath, just like, this is the least fun scavenger hunt I've ever done. Just looks very
Moriko's just
bored.
gonna sit next to Kasumi. This is already an interesting trip.
Nothing's happened. There's no elementals
Or cultists.
or cultists.
I'm sorry.
We've only just started.
I know it's taking forever.
Excuse me. What your name was? My apologies.
Tepak.
Tepak. You have not happened to see any water elementals in your recent odds, have you?
You were kind of far from your mic. Say again.
Oh, you have not seen any water elementals in your recent back and forths, have you?
I've seen a few. But thankfully, they were very far down below. I feel really bad for that lad in the
In his boat. You kind of see him get a little bit quiet and kind of like focuses on steering the ship as Gemini borrows the map from Pez just for a moment, points where she wants to go and gives it back immediately. Don't bite.
Thank you.
Don't bite.
It happens to the best of us, which is why I love this little beauty.
And he turns around and starts like patting the rudder that he's holding on to. As you drift away from the island, all of you, well, except for Moriko, you've seen it before, and Gemini, you all get your first glimpse of the Moquepa. Sure enough, all around it is a sprawling network of docks that all seem to be designed in such a way to add more structural integrity to itself. Kind of if one bit fails, then the rest could completely collapse, but since it is all in one piece, it is structurally holding itself together. And in the center is a colossal vortex of water, the center of which is somewhat obscured by the crashing of the water, sending up sprays of water and mist and steam. So the eye of it is not able to be seen. But in the time that you are basically going straight, as a crow flies, you see at least two very small little vessels at the edge of one of the docks just get kind of pushed off. You see it go in a straight line, and then it goes off to the left. And you just see it, in the time you're going, both of them just drift into the eye and vanish into the mist.
Wonder why you would waste boats like that.
I'm guessing there's some sort of arcane sensor or device, or I'm sure they're using it to study somehow. They probably have a way to record what happens to the boat, or at least try to record.
Just
Yeah,
imagine
but-
being
It's
stuck
all
on that
Romanin to
thing.
me.
Same. What was that, Kasumi?
Just imagine being stuck on that thing. Someone not knowing you were on the boat and you get sent in.
Nope.
Do you want to ride?
No, thank you.
No.
Sinking ships are very scary.
That thing is an abomination, and she's pointed.
No, that is what they call nature, Kasumi.
That's not nature. That's not natural.
No,
Yes.
nothing about that looks natural.
Also, just quite large, but maelstroms are not.
Now,
To be
Okay.
fair, we live in a world where the line between natural and unnatural is largely blurred.
And that's
Yeah,
been
that's-
happening more often lately.
Yeah, Kasumi, it has. You should stop it.
You hear Gemini pipe up. Also, to be fair, the Moquepa has been around longer than even our recorded histories has been. So, by all intents and purposes, it is possibly the most natural thing here.
Huh. I was right. As they say in, wherever. No, boo-boo.
I'm
Stick your
gonna
head.
lean over to Kasumi and try to quietly say, didn't Kadal say something about sinking one of those portals?
I remember them pointing out on the map spots where you could see that created landmarks.
Because he said he raised one up into the air, which is the one we were at, and then he sank another.
Sense.
What?
Nothing!
Make a, either of you make a history check.
Both, or
Either or both of you.
I'll try.
That's not very good, we'll see.
I'm going to use my reaction, Flash of Genius. And I'm going to give that to Kasumi. You get a +3 to your roll.
Make a perception to see if you overhear them, because they were whispering.
That would be a 17 for me, because I have
17.
a +8 to history somehow.
23.
I would say you overhear. So if you want to give her that bonus, you can.
+3 to your roll.
Okay, well, I mean, the good thing is I'm proficient in history, so that's a 19 now, thanks to that.
Okay. You both, at the exact same time, remember the one that was sunk was what created the oasis in the Untamed West and desolated the land.
Hmm.
Doesn't mean there couldn't be another one. But who knows? That everything before recorded history is janky as it is.
Yeah, I haven't been on this plane for that long, but also I don't want to find out whatever's at the bottom of that thing. I don't know why those people are so keen to finding out.
It's the thrill of
clearly
the
a-
unknown.
That's clearly a death trap.
You just
That
hear
which
the
is-
old Tepak from behind just incredulously saying,
Then don't get near it. It's easy
That's
as
what
that.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Look at it from a distance. It's pretty. It's wet. And that is not where we're going.
So, roughly 30, 45 minutes go by. Kasumi, thankfully for you, the ride is very calm. The storm that passed through the day before seemed to have taken all the energy out of the air, and it is a smooth ride. And eventually, you do get to the next island. He has to bring it up a little bit higher, and that's a little unsettling because there's a bit of kind of bumpiness as he goes higher.
Turbulence.
But you go over the treetops, and there's a bit of a clearing, and you see down below is a fire that has already been made. Speaking of, for Moriko's reference, at the end of the day, the tents and the chairs and the logs all just got slurped back up into the bag.
And just put it
And you're
back
like,
in my
I
backpack.
am really glad I did not sleep in today, because that would have sucked. But you do see what looks to be like a decent group of people sitting around the fire. There's 4 of them, and they're all just sitting around the campfire. They appear to be dressed in military garb. But Tepat comes in, lowers the skiff down a fair ways off. All 4 are kind of, one stands up, hand just kind of on the hilt of his sword, looking kind of confused. But as the 6 of you hop off, and the little skiff takes off and goes back down over the edge and out of sight, what are you doing?
Is the soldier standing there staring at us?
3 of them are sitting down, just kind of keeping an eye on you, and the one that is standing is the only one that seems to have his hand anywhere close to a weapon.
Shoot, where are my notes? In Aztlan, I'm going to communicate. Hill, we are adventurers hired by the smiths at, I'm trying to remember what the name is. Chichimek? That's the Forge City, right?
Yeah. Chichimek.
Adventurers hired and given permission from the forges of Chichimek to explore. Could we ask you a few questions to help us in our quest?
You see them looking a bit unsure, and the one with his hand on the sword kind of raises his eyebrows and goes, "Ah, Gemini. Good to see ya." She kind of leans from the back and goes, "Hello, Aklan." They're friends. Just go on, go. Don't be rude. And she's kind of ushering all of you forward. The one that had been standing with his hand on the sword sits back down, and the other 3 kind of inch their way over to make room around the fire. The rocks that are there seem to be fairly dry from the fire. The ground it's at this point in the day, it's a bit spongy, but it's not soaked like it was when you first woke up in the morning. But he motions for you all to sit. He goes, "Please sit, join us." You say you here for Gemini. Who is this? And he's kind of giving Brick the side eye, and she goes, "That would be my brother." Weird kind of way.
Adopted.
Adopted.
He's adopted.
Parents bought him off the Sears catalog.
I was thinking IKEA.
No, he's not that advanced.
Yeah, I'm from Sweden.
Oh, God.
Well,
Look
we
at my computer.
are here for just a little while, resting and recuperating from the night before, but you are welcome to join and tell your tale. We don't get foreigners too often. It's mostly just other soldiers and workers and miners, and he kind of glances over his shoulder towards where the Moquepa was, and the researchers.
Yeah, we're a bit of a special case.
Well, to be fair, I am technically military. I don't really think that we would classify us as military, but...
Well, they're talking about their military, not just any military.
Yeah, never. Yeah, that makes sense.
Kasumi delicately sits down on a rock next to one of the soldiers and just kind of like very politely sits there and just switches their hair off her shoulder and just waves.
I am beautiful. See where my power.
The one you sat beside seems to be having trouble keeping his eyes to himself. He kind of like lifts a hand and kind of waves, and the one beside him, you hear a heavy thunk of like a metal gauntlet hitting a shoulder paw. Just like, ah. Well, apologies, I do not mean to be rude. I am Aztlan. This is Etsy, Talk, and Wayman.
Okay, hold 1 second.
Nope, you got one.
How do you spell the leader's name?
Aclan.
Aztlan, Etsy, Talk, and I didn't remember the last one.
Aztlan and his merry bunch of men.
Close enough. The last one was Wayman. That's Ueman.
Got it. Wayman.
You said you guys were recovering from something. Did something happen earlier?
We got caught in this storm, and it was fairly brutal. So we camped down, and we were somewhat cobbled together. So we had time to share stories. Our previous squad mates are being relocated. The guards, we shift, so we are getting to know each other.
That actually almost pertains to what we need to ask you about. Since I'm sure you've been to a couple of different spots, is there any current hotspots for elementals?
A friend of Gemini's is a friend of ours. You were actively looking for the elementals.
We're here to find out what's aggravating them so much, and we're pretty sure we know what. We just don't know where.
Big ones.
Interesting. Well, I myself am fresh coming off of being assigned to the researchers at the Moquepa. They have been far more active down there. Almost needing to be doubling the guard to protect the researchers.
So do you mean like actively in the maelstrom or in the area around the
No,
maelstrom?
by the docks. No one fully knows where they come from, but many assume that there is a portal to the water plane down below. We just do not know.
Water.
This
The one sitting right beside him before you're even able to speak just kind of raises his hand, goes, he's the one that's kind of like sitting closest to Kasumi. Goes, I've seen a big one. A really big one.
Where? Please tell
as
me.
you get like super interested in him, he's like, he's doing like full fish, just like huge, huge, and you see the other three kind of roll their eyes and just like,
how big of an elemental, Daddy?
I've been so bored. Please tell me.
oh, well, in my last party, that is why I was split up from mine. They are all in the infirmary recovering. We were just to the northeast of the Moquepa, on the other side of the larger spire there, yes. We were doing some scouting to see if there was anything we could find, and like as excited as he was to be like impressing this beautiful kitsune woman, his face like becomes far more serious. I have never seen anything of its size. It seemed to command the smaller ones, and if it weren't for me getting knocked off the side and into the water, I do not know that I would have survived at all.
That seems like what we are looking for.
Seems like we have some revenge to deliver.
Revenge? I think I like the word calling even more.
The one of the ones that had kind of rolled his eyes as he gets more serious, he kind of pipes up and saying that there have been rumors of an ancient elemental what lived at the bottom of the Moquepa for eons, and Some of the more skeptical of my brethren say that it is now waking and wants to satisfy its hunger with some sort of ritual sacrifice of some sort. But it, so far as I know, it is just mystery and legend.
That is wonderful. It's a good thing it is made of water.
Yes, where are you sitting compared to Kasumi?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Near-ish.
Like
Thanks, buddy.
within arm's reach?
Within arm's reach.
Can Kasumi try to stealthily take the map from him without him noticing?
Make a sleight of hand check. Pez, what's your passive perception?
16.
Okay.
I don't think she can fail this.
I don't think she can fail this.
Well, I rolled below a 10, but I'm sorry. I have the ability. So that would be a 23.
Yoink.
You have no inkling that anything has left your person.
So she's gonna lean in. She's like, I'm very sorry for your loss. If I were to show you on a map, could you show me where this thing is?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Okay, and she just whips it out.
Oh.
Oh my!
Whips the map! The map!
So big.
Kasumi, I know this stream isn't meant for children, but
Which terms of service?
he
She
takes
whips it out
the
really
map
quick.
and he looks at it and goes, "This is very here." And if you look at the Moquepa, the kind of lumpy island that looks almost like a vase, he points to. You see how you have the three little like dots? It's the middle one that he points at. The one that's just that has a straight line east off of it.
Okay.
Never realized how trying to point things out on a map would be so difficult digitally.
So Kasumi's like, thank you. That will make it easier for us to go take care
no,
of it.
Go up, Pez. Now go other way. That one right there. Well, down
At
further.
at the bottom.
Yep, that. Yep,
Yeah,
right
right
in the
there.
middle of your screen.
That
That's
one.
it. That's the one.
That's it.
That's it. Appreciate you, bud.
That one.
This might be a strange question to ask. Have there been any sightings from you or other soldiers of any signs of outsiders besides our group?
At this, you see Aklan kind of lean forward. I have not, have you?
I turned to look at our new friend.
He's just been awkwardly standing off to the side this whole time.
Our companion here says she saw some non-Aztlan figures that seem to be egging on the elementals.
Every
Purple
single soldier, as you finish this, they stand up, their relaxed, blasé mood, they stand up and they look very serious. And the leader looks to you, Kasumi, and then to you, Moriko. Please, show me.
Would Moriko be able to look at the map and point out where she
At
at least got where she got the pendant from?
Right. Make either a history or a survival check, whichever of your choice you want to do.
Survival.
Does my... I have 3 charges of Flash of Genius. Can that go off again?
23. I don't need it.
Never
Never
mind.
No, wait. There's more.
There's more.
You look at the map, and you point at not the northernmost island, but the one to like the northwest of the main Itiko spire. The larger green mass where all the trails seem to dead end is where you encountered them before. He kind of looks at all of you. Goes, "Please enjoy the fire, but we must all be going now." He kind of looks at the other three, and they give very short, very serious nods, and they start
as they start
heading
to turn
towards the
away.
north.
As they start to turn away, I'm not gonna tell you not to go, but please be careful. We've encountered their ilk before, and they are not to be trifled with lightly.
Kind of looks back. Noted. You will let the commander know. And
They
they
could drop meteors on people.
start taking off.
Thank you. She just waved.
Even the one that had been like smitten with you is at the point of there's no joking around. There's no flirting.
You're beautiful, but not that beautiful.
You get the sense that those in the Aztlan military are very strict, very loyal, very serious about their work.
Yeah.
Say, Kasumi.
Uh-huh.
If you needed the map, you could have just asked instead of go out
Well-
and Theffin.
Are you Theffin?
I didn't know I needed it until I needed it. And I just figured it was easier for me to just take it and then ask for forgiveness. I'm sorry.
See, Pez, this is why you need a backpack like mine, and I take it off because there's no way she can get inside of. Kasumi, where's my jug?
I don't know. She's not she's not trying to be deceptive about it. She's just like, I don't know.
Oh, where
He just puts it back on his back.
I had to test my skills. It had been a very long time. And you didn't notice.
Can
You
I have
with
it
your
back,
fancy,
please?
weird, sticky web backpack. Oh, God, I hate that thing.
Can I have it back, please?
Maybe later.
Okay.
I
We have to
forgive
I
you.
introduce our
want
new
to
friend to
steal
it.
the jug.
I was gonna say I'm really curious to see what Moriko thinks of all of this.
She's kind of confused. What kind
here's
of
your map
jug
back.
is it? A water jug?
So if you see,
You know what? This is the perfect time to show
No.
you.
No!
Why not?
What?
We now have a whereabouts of an elemental that we need to take care of. As much as I hate to say it's over by the Maelstrom, we need to take care of it.
Yeah,
We know
have our
where
head
one
in it.
is.
So it's just technically on the other side of the maelstrom, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some trekking to do. Also, you know that thing can give benefits as well, so it
It
might
can
not be a
also
bad idea.
kill you if I remember correctly. Well, actually, I don't know. Because you guys have only used it so many times, but there's been a lot of really weird things that have happened.
Yes, Moriko, do you see our lovely Pez here's frills? How they seem to be moving like he would be in the water all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Even Gemini
They didn't
speaks up.
always-
I have been wondering about that.
Yes, they weren't always like that. He took a drink of the jug and... Ta-da!
Yeah, it's permanent.
We found it in an old Illithid area. But,
It sounds like a cursed object. Why do you still have it on you?
because it's fun.
It could be useful.
You hear a
debated on-
solid metal clunk and look over, and Gemini is just face palmed.
Gemini, I want you to know that your brother has been the biggest culprit with this thing.
You enable him.
With a
It
hand
gave
still on
me
the
night
face, you just
vision one
hear,
time.
I am not surprised.
It gave me dark vision one time. I'm not complaining.
I'm not sure that everything this jug can do can be undone by your creator.
Only one way to find out.
I have a bag of liquids too.
Yes, but that's safer. That's just alcohol.
I mean, last time I drank from it, I woke up 2 days later.
You can get really drunk off of Zaan's.
Yes.
But this one, to give you a quick summary perspective, every time you take a swig, something randomly can happen. I'm not really sure what type of magic it is. It's very spontaneous and random, but something happens. It's almost like there's like a million different potion bottles in this jug, and different swigs cause different things to happen.
Very
It's a lot of fun
tangy.
to play roulette with it.
No, it's not.
No.
To be fair,
Although-
It's no fun.
It would probably be interesting to watch someone else do it, but I wouldn't do it.
That's what I was going to say. It's very fun to watch.
See, I thought about throwing it at an enemy. I
That-
almost wanted to throw it in that tentacle lady.
And I was on board
Tentacle
for that,
lady.
but we didn't have to.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
Oh.
we fought a giant.
Think of a kraken with boobs.
Kraken?
A
Squid.
large squid or octopus with the upper torso of a woman and a mouth like
Here, I have a picture of it.
Didn't we have a name for it?
Goat head.
yes.
Yeah.
1 second.
It's called
Sadier's grasp.
There you
one
go.
of the Grim
Grime.
Grime.
And I'm
I'm
showing a picture.
guessing you found this thing on the open ocean.
It found
It
us.
found us.
Yes,
It
it was
found
after
Zaan.
Kasumi for some strange reason.
No, you know how I said chaos happens? It finds us. We don't go looking for it. It just happens.
More reason why I don't like the open ocean.
Same.
Same.
That one, that's fair.
It's so nice.
No.
Just the wind in your hair.
No.
splashing the
You're going in the
waves.
maelstrom first.
Giant ladies with tentacles.
Yes. Wait.
Kasumi somehow
she
managed to
pulls
get
out.
one of alcohol or Zaan's bottles and pouring herself
Didn't
a
even
glass.
notice. It's an automatic 23, okay?
All I know is, if you steal it and it is not in my possession, don't have to worry about me stealing it back. I'll just take the arm.
I put it back before you even noticed. I just got myself one drink. Thank you.
You're good. But yeah,
I
so
didn't take the whole bag.
but yeah, the ocean is a very awesome place.
Mm-mm.
It's not. Look, we
No.
can walk and talk and argue about how you're dying in the ocean alone.
We weren't already walking and talking?
No
I
one
thought
said
we
you
were
were
walking.
walking and talking. As far as I'm
We
aware,
are
you're
now.
still by the campsite.
Zaan stands up and continues to have this conversation while walking in that direction.
Then I need a travel roll.
Okay, I
Last-
guess it's
last
my
person.
turn. Oh no.
Unless you want Ian to do it.
6.
Also, while we're walking, Brick is giving the worst. By worst, I mean the most unconvincing pair of puppy dog eyes that he could muster, which doesn't work well with his non-expressive face.
Inside,
dog eyes.
you've read about the puppy dog eyes. You know how to beg, but your face,
So I'm just staring at Kasumi.
it does not translate.
Why do your eyes look so weird, Brick?
They look
I am
upside down.
trying to do what is called the puppy dog eyes.
Why?
What's a
Why do
dog?
you-
My
Dog.
jug back.
Oh.
Was it ever actually yours, or are you just calling it yours?
Technically, it's the communal, but no one else
Technically
uses
it's
it
found
except
ours,
me.
but I mean, yeah.
I found it. Zaan was the first to partake, but I found it.
I don't remember what happened.
You fell
We were,
asleep.
on, we were on the train when we first tried it, weren't we?
No.
First person to find it owns it.
Exactly. She
So I
gets
took
it.
the so I took the first drink. So that means it's mine.
No, I found it and offered it to you for a drink, not to
Yes.
own it.
No, you did offer it. To me,
Listen,
which
we are
means
not going by the rules from wherever you're from.
The pretty Takatari lady, she found it, she owns it.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
Finders
you.
keepers.
fine, we
Don't
found
use
you.
it though.
We own you.
What?
Because I'm
You
responsible.
don't own people.
Yeah.
We
I'm not an
We-
object.
Brick is
we
not a
found each
people.
other. True.
I can
Yeah, I
stab
own-
like a people.
I own him. Found him.
As you all
Look.
continue to travel,
By
and
the
get
rule of
closer to
dibs,
the
or
edge
dibs.
of the spire, I need everyone to make a perception check, please.
Yay! Everyone makes perception checks. So
As you're
plus
heading across
22.
the rope bridge, 22.
Dirty 20.
30, 20,
9.
25.
25,
13.
13.
I'm a rosy tonight.
As as you are all
Less.
heading across, thank you, heading across the rope bridge, it's a bit shorter this go around. You don't have quite as much distance to travel across to the next spire, but all of you, except Brick and Gemini, they're just in the back talking to each other. The other four of you, you see a flicker of movement down near the water's edge towards the spire that you're heading towards. Just something dark moving very quickly and just around and out of sight.
How big?
I need Moriko, Kasumi, Pez, and Zaan to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
It's okay. That's actually really good at those, I think. Oh, yes, I'm very good at those.
18.
Fucking shit. This is the second or third time I've rolled the same thing as you. 18 as well.
17.
Kasumi?
Oh no.
1.
Okay. The four of you see this thing. It's a brief moment, and you're not even 100% sure if you saw anything. It could have been a shadow from a passing skiff that kind of blocked the sun out, but you don't see any skiffs nearby, and whatever it was, as soon as you saw it, is gone. Give me just a second.
D&D Beyond is a great place where you can fuck everyone over.
I'm just trying to fill the empty space for the audio podcast.
Yeah,
The
that would feel very
void.
effective. For Pez and Kasumi, I sent you both the message. If you would please read it.
Ruh-roh.
So, the four of you begin to discuss momentarily what you may or may not have seen. It was there and gone barely before you even had a chance to realize that it was a thing. You can continue on your way.
So do we get to the little island thing?
Yeah, you get to the next little spire. This one's not as big as the main spires, but it's also not one of the smaller ones. It'll take you 20 to 30 minutes to cross from one side to the other, according to the map that Tenok gave you before.
Not too bad.
It's not too bad. This is shit. It's terrible.
How is it terrible?
It's fucking awful.
What's awful?
All of it. You? All this? It's fucking bullshit.
Where did this
Rude.
come from?
You?
We've done a lot of talking.
We have.
A lot.
Pissing me off.
Are we gonna go? Hello?
Come
Remembering
on.
why I don't tend to talk to people much anymore.
I mean, to be fair, so usually not this,
I'm gonna walk over to Kasumi and tap her on the forehead with protection from good and evil.
She just...
Do you retaliate?
Why on it? She just gives them... like, she gives, like, the hand motion. Like, she's gonna fucking slap him.
Let me check something super quick on that.
Is that what you really feel about me, Pez? You think I am awful?
Yeah? You're fluffy.
Why? Yeah, and? You
You
live in a
have fur.
desert.
Fur sucks.
Better than your scales. I am more soft.
Look, scales rock. You're jealous.
Very not likely.
You little shit.
You're smaller than me.
We're almost the same height, idiot.
Okay. You go to bop her on the forehead, and actually, I even need to see if it comes off. Come here, you. It does go off, but it doesn't seem to have much of an effect. She's still just kind of like, ready
What
to
the
throw
heck is
hands.
wrong with you?
Well, your demeanor changed out of nowhere, so I thought you were under some sort of influence. You feeling okay?
I'm annoyed that we're just still standing. Can we go, please? We have places to go. I'm tired of being here. This place is annoying.
I think we should make camp.
Why? Why? What? It's. We woke up 4 hours ago and you're already tired.
No, I'm not
What's all
tired.
that fur?
No.
I look over at sorry, I have to remind myself of your name again. Moriko. Do you notice anything off? I know you don't know us very well, but this is unusual.
They seem very pissy.
That's very rude.
You've been saying very rude things about my home.
I didn't say anything rude about your home.
Well, you did actually say you hate it here.
I don't like being here. We haven't done anything that we came here to do. I don't understand why no one else gives a crap about what we're doing. I need to get this over with and fix bricks.
Stupid head.
She like paused for a second, just like, I'm still a lady. We need to fix brick, okay?
Thank you.
Well, I guess we will continue
Question
walking.
mark? Right about at this point, Kasumi, you feel another very soft touch on your shoulder, and you look back to see Gemini has placed her hand on you, a look of concern on her face, and as soon as you look and you start to take in the breath to lash out, all that anger fades out of your system.
She just goes, hi, Gemini.
Hi.
You okay?
Are you?
What did you do?
What did you do?
I cast Greater Restoration on you.
The fuck is going on? Why is everyone touching everyone?
I'm gonna grab Pez by the shoulders and fucking hold his ass still.
I bite you.
I look over at Zaan before we do anything to Pez, and I'm gonna just hold him for like 10 minutes, and I cast Identify on him to see what
Who,
spell
me?
is affecting him.
You hold me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rabid.
Fucking 10
I am
minutes.
rabid, foaming at the mouth.
Do I
biting
remember? Do I remember getting here?
You
Like, do I remember?
You remember everything. You just remember being mad about everything.
Okay. Why? Did I say some things?
Like,
You were a
for
little-
reference, you know when you get like that really bad migraine and just every little thing, it just when you want to just drop kick a small child, that kind of mad.
I'm not sure why I got so angry.
I think we're about to find out as Zaan's still holding Pez, avoiding the teeth the best
So are
he
you
can.
trying to hold him down and cast? What are you trying to do, Rick?
I'm casting Identify. Because
I can.
Identify not only tells me what magic item is, it also tells me if a spell is affecting someone.
That takes you 10 minutes.
He's fine.
I'm gonna gnaw through your hand.
She's
No, you
she's
are
gonna
not.
slap him on the forehead and cast Identify because she doesn't have to do a ritual.
Oh, look who's so fancy.
I mean, technically,
Are you okay?
Actually, no, I cannot cast Identify as not a ritual because it's part of my ritual feat.
Right.
Okay.
What do you know? He is very angry, Kasumi. Hurry!
Rabid kobold.
I'm about to reach for a gun.
He was trying to bite your fingers.
Where? I wanted to
There,
identify.
he is definitely under the influence of some kind of curse.
It's a curse. I'm not sure what it is. Whatever it was, it had me. Gemini, can you do that again?
Well, I can, but
Does anyone have remove curse? That's probably a lesser spell.
That
All
I
I
do
know-
not have. I have enough to cast this. The diamond dust, you must understand, is very expensive to have. I can only do this so many times.
Yes, but
Actually-
he is a rabid kobold that has access to firearms that I can't quite get a hold of right now.
Listen, if we don't count,
You
we
know
will
what?
get
That
you
is
more
a solid
diamond
argument.
dust.
I was about to say before she does that, I'm just gonna
pause.
Okay.
No,
I was
go
gonna
ahead.
before she does that, I'm gonna try to flick him in the forehead to knock him out.
My
How would you do this?
HP is a lot.
No, I'm not trying to get your HP down. I'm literally just trying to knock you out for a little bit. I don't know if I don't know if I can do that.
Has someone ever flicked you in the forehead and you thought, get the path out now?
He has a giant metal finger compared to his skull.
I got a thick skull. Have you
It
seen
wouldn't
the
work in
kobold
D&D
skull?
rules.
Look at this thing. It's thick.
Unless you flicked him while casting sleep, I don't think that would
I
work.
don't have sleep, unfortunately. Does anyone else have sleep?
Looks like you just pissed him off.
Gemini looks at you as you go, I got this. I don't got this.
I'm gonna
Reach for the gun.
Yeah, once he flicks my head, I'm going to cast Cobalt Frills and just shriek at him.
Wisdom saving throw?
Oh crap.
Yeah, because you will be frightened. Wisdom 14.
Make a wisdom saving
Well,
throw.
let's see how this goes. 14!
Aw, damn it.
Damn.
So he hisses at you, and as thankfully though, since you have focused his attention onto you, gives Gemini enough time to come by and just like Vulcan neck pick. No, just is able to touch Pez on the shoulder and cast Greater Restoration, and you see the like angry frills just sort of like go slack and start going all loosey goosey again, and Pez, you're just kind of.
Leans over the shoulder. You doing okay, is that Pen? Feeling a little less angry?
My head hurts.
Same.
Sorry about that.
No, not like physically, idiot. Like mentally. What happened?
I didn't like those emotions that I just was forced to feel.
I didn't either.
Did you guys touch anything?
No.
Nope.
We were just walking, and the only thing abnormal is I remember seeing that weird thing out in the distance. That was about it.
Yeah, weird shadow-looking thing.
It's probably just a boat.
Any particular shape?
No, because then I started seeing red.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, shadow is in an actual shadow, like, or below the water?
I don't know. I don't know. All I know is I started feeling really nasty and started yelling really rude things.
Gemini, do you have any more of that diamond dust?
I can cast this spell a handful of times more, but I would rather not use it all in one day.
No, you're fine. I'm just saying keep it handy because if it's so, they said shadow. We kind of went up against a smoke monster that was able to force me to turn on everyone. So definitely keep it handy if it's the same thing.
I am beginning to question my idea of traveling with you to learn what it is like to be an adventurer.
Well,
It's a rough life.
on the positive note, I didn't want to kill any of you. I just wanted you to not be in my face and be so annoying. That was the thought that was going through my head then, and now it sounds mean. But I'm just relaying my feelings.
Yeah.
It's possible it was a watered down version, or it's possible it was something else entirely. Just being safe.
I didn't like it, whatever it was. Can we keep going, please?
Yeah,
quickly?
I agree.
Can you put me down now, please?
Oh, sorry.
More like, can you let me up?
As we walk, Zaan's just gonna slink to the back and just start thinking.
Not too hard, I hope.
Just steam.
No, he's gonna remember when he cast the spell Legend Lore.
Zaan, are you okay back there?
You mad? Ain't get mad. You
Feeling
don't see red.
feisty?
Ooh, do you have what the mortals call gas?
No, that's a
I'm
different
not-
face. I've seen that before.
I have. So remember when we encountered the giant evil?
Which one?
The
Which time?
Satyr's grasp?
Gotcha. Yep.
I'm pretty sure when I learned about it, one of its abilities is to induce a madness.
Oh,
Ah,
fantastic.
You think it was a
Another
tentacle
one.
lady?
another grim.
It's a
The-
possibility.
Its ability was to
Warp
paralyze.
minds. Oh, slow, paralyzed, invisible, and warp minds are what I have.
He's like,
You just
"Did
gave
I
him ideas. Don't do that.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Say it a little louder. I don't remember that being the case. Let me check. That doesn't sound right.
His notes say otherwise.
I don't take many notes, but ones I do are usually right.
And now we are even more screwed.
With Google Docs, you have the ability to search through your own notes.
Man, do I have some notes.
Well, on the bright side, since the DMC stumped, I think we're safe.
No, nothing about madness. I'm not sure why I said that.
Well, it wasn't madness, it's warp minds. Warp minds is a spell I think you make a save and it makes you mad.
Yeah.
Okay, well, on the bright side, then never mind. I think I'm just being paranoid for no
I mean,
reason.
I'm
Never
gonna
mind,
take
let's keep
notes
going.
though, because I mean that sounds fucking dope. I don't recall saying that. It may have been a slip of the tongue.
Okay, well, we will sure continue on then.
Onward and awkward.
I'm still gonna stay behind everybody though,
Okay.
and I'm
we
going
will
to be
do
adamant on looking down at the water as we cross over bridges.
one more travel roll to get to the other side.
Back to the top of the round.
I think it's back to
Our
Moriko.
Marika.
You got this. I believe in you. Five. There's that missing number.
Okay. Cool. So you all head across the one. You've already made it past the one rope bridge. You make it to the next. As you're walking across that, you get another good look at the Moquepa. And you happen to notice now that down that little channel from where you're able to see, the docks are not connected. And there seems to be a much larger ship docked there and is slowly being pushed away and tugged by some of the flying skiffs to kind of pull it out of any potential of getting sucked into the maelstrom. And once it begins to go on under its own power, the skiffs detach and it begins to sail along on its way. This bridge is much shorter. It's only 10-15 minutes or so to get across. And as you get to what looks like two very small spires kind of nestled side by side, from your particular angle, it looks like the pathway kind of goes up and down and around it almost. So you won't need a bridge to get across to those, but to get to the main spire that you see just over the way, it will be another rope bridge. But as you guys get to this little halfway point between the spires, is there anything you want to do or talk about or investigate?
I already said what I'm looking for.
Okay, just checking.
Anybody else?
keeping a general eye out. Has Mortar returned with any feathers?
Dead.
As you think this, you kind of go like, oh yeah, Mortar. You kind of look up behind you and you just see a little spot up in the sky circling around. He's keeping track of you, but he hasn't returned with anything.
Kasumi is walking next to Brick, and she just kind of shrugs. She's like, That one soldier was acting really strange around me.
Yep.
Humans are weird.
Things the word you are looking for is horny.
There's that word again.
Don't like it.
I don't understand it.
Look,
I was just being nice.
Zaan?
Yes?
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was being nice.
No.
What were you gonna say, Brick?
Nothing.
Oh. I knew that they probably had information and from my past living in the village. If I act really cute, for some reason I usually got people just to tell me random things without asking. It's weird.
Manipulator. That is terrible.
That's not terrible.
I think it's pretty powerful magic.
Zaan, would you classify yourself as cute?
Zaan looks at himself.
I mean, he's fluffy. Fluffy's adorable.
9?
No.
9.
Have you ever acted in a way that tends to get people to like you more?
Well, you guys haven't got rid of me yet.
Well, that's true, but we have built up a little bit of a tolerance.
Damn.
Boy, Moriko, what do you think?
Girl.
Does Zaan look cute?
God,
I don't
please
think I'm a
say
good
this.
person to ask this question.
Thank you.
It's probably a no.
Go fuck yourself.
Brick. As the friendly bickering that you've all come to know and love from each other continues, you receive a very alarmed voice in your head from Mortar. You glance up and he is diving towards you very quickly. And he barely gets the chance to warn you as you hear water rushing up the side of the spire. And you see a few watery creatures get shot up from far down below and land in front of you. They kind of land and squish, and they rise up again, and they're just a pair of water elementals appear on the ridge beside you. And a moment later, from below, you see this haze and then steam. It's something none of you have seen before, except maybe Moriko in passing. A different kind of elemental comes up behind them, much bigger, and seems to be mostly made of steam. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Damn!
So, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We're going to be starting the next session in combat, so look over your abilities, look over your spells, make sure that you know what you've got going on. And, yeah, any other closing things that we got, maybe, possibly?
Looking forward to doing Storm King's Thunder next week after a prolonged hiatus.
Yes, agreed.
Okay. Again, if you haven't already, join the Discord. Links are down below. Thank you so much for watching or listening, as it may be. Be safe this weekend or during the week or whenever you're listening to this. We want to see you keep coming back. So until the next time we go live with possibly Pez Plays. I don't know if Metal's got anything planned this weekend. But in either case, stay safe. See you next time. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Water.
Good night.